This is Group B of the SCSL Season 3 Star League. We're going to get into today's match. As you can see, the star of today's match is going to be Light, but then we've got the return of two aggro players, Ssinz and Zelot, and then we also have an old school player, Air. Let's take a look at the round of 32 brackets so far. We've already gotten through Group A. We know that Snow made it through. We know that Beast made it through. Both the Terran players had a rough day. Speed played very well. Actually got a game taken off of Snow, but in the end that didn't matter at all because Beast still took him down. I think today's group is going to be another strong group. Light, he's very deadly Terran versus Protoss, and with there being two Protosses in the group, you feel like that's going to be probably the bread and butter for Light. We've also got Zelot here though, and Zelot is a very dangerous player, kind of like Ssinz, very aggro, very tricky, hard to play against. And then Air, who I didn't really talk about very much. Admittedly, I don't remember very much about Air. I know that he's an older school player. For some reason, I think he was on either Samsung or CJ. I can't remember exactly, but either way, not as well known as obviously Light here. So let's get into our first game. It will be Light versus Air, and actually Cruiser is correcting me here. It's Light versus Air, and Air was on NBC Game Hero, so actually there could be a lot of history between these two players. Okay, so in the top right we have Air, and in the bottom left we do have Light. Air repping that FOU tag, one of the most well-known clans of all time. Very nice to see someone from all the way back then coming back to StarCraft. I don't know exactly how long he's been playing, but if you're invited to this tournament, you must be pretty damn well, or pretty damn good, I mean. But is he good enough to take down Light? This guy, he's the only one that I would feel confident playing a split map Terran versus Protoss. And Radion is a big 4-player map, so we could definitely get into split map scenarios. No early, or no forward pylon, I mean, from Air, so it's just going to be a normal gateway probably. Could still have the 12 Nexus. Meanwhile, Light, depot in the main, nothing crazy going on, no proxy shenanigans, not that I was expecting him to proxy, but we have seen players like Light do BBS from time to time. And is this? No. It is not going to be the 12 Nexus. It will just be the normal gate. Most likely going to be the 11 gas. And Light, he is going to build the barracks in his main, right next to the command center as expected. But with Flash, you know, on the scene these days, we have been seeing more players go with gasless expand. But it is going to be a 12 gas from Light here. Pretty standard. And so far, not going to be a first scout for Air. He's going to go bottom right and probably find Light second. And Light, what direction is he going to be going? It would be nice if he goes towards the right side so he can intercept and then most likely scout to top right. And that's exactly what he's going to do. And I think when he sees this probe, it's unlikely that he's going to go for the end scout, but he could. Meanwhile, I am looking at the supply, and I have noticed that Air has built a Zealot, but unfortunately for him, it's cross-spawn. I don't know how likely this is going to do much damage. He's going to see the bad news that, hey, Terran's over here, and he built the barracks right next to the command center. Not going to be able to do much damage at all. I wonder if he'll hide it at this point. Will he try and hide it off to the side and try and combo it with the Dragoon later? Try and make it a sneaky move. But look at this in scout. You know, I thought he was going to go vertical, but he goes for the in scout, intercepts the Zealot, and now will go to top right. So not only is he going to find Air second, he also critically gets the info that, hey, this guy built an additional Zealot. And that means that he'll be able to build third depot in his main, get out an additional Marine, go into 4, and build that Vulture, of course. Now, actually, I heard another Zealot shot. So this is 2 Zealots? Okay, I'm surprised that this Zealot got across the map as fast as he did and actually went for the engagement. This second Zealot is curious. A lot of times when you see the second Zealot, it tends to be DT. But with the probe coming down to the low ground, he's going to not only, of course, scout that it's not DT, he's also going to be pretty confident that this was a Nexus, despite not seeing the Nexus actually go down. Goon pops out. This is going to get taken care of pretty quickly. Now look at this. Terran is on the move. I don't know what Light is seeing that I'm not seeing, but I'm pretty sure 2 Zealots, 1 Goon does not beat this. Looks like it was just going to try and make sure that the Zealot doesn't get off any more intel, and that is a very, very fast starport. Generally, you're looking to get it somewhere any time before 4:30. Because if you get it later than 4:30, Observer gets into your base, they see it coming from a mile away, and they get prepared. So for it to be at 4 minutes, I can already see it. I can already see tons of damage being dealt by these vultures. Hopefully Erik can get some pylons around the perimeter of his base, because he's going to need to know that this is coming. I like the split of the Dragoons towards the right side and towards the entrance. And for now, Light is doing the modern thing, which is just build tons and tons of vultures, really ramp up your factory count, you know, build SCVs. Even though there's no additional factory right now, you're going to be able to afford an additional factory pretty soon. You know, in the past, when players would just open straight siege mode, it really cut into your production. But modern Terran, really reliant on the vultures. Also, laying mines in the main helps defend versus Reaver. You know, we hadn't seen plays like that up until this year. Nobody built vultures and, you know, laid mines in your main. That was just not a thing. For now, Light doing what he usually does, which is he lays mines across the map at positions that he thinks units could be intercepted. Also get vision in case a shuttle moves across the map. So already got good sight through the top side and the center. He would like to get a mine down at the third base. That would be great, but I don't know if he's going to be willing to commit there. But the dropship should be out. Yeah, dropship's out right now. And look at this. It's going towards the top side of the map. That means it's most likely going to be double drop. 2 vultures at the natural, 2 vultures in the main. And has he built any additional vultures to potentially do like a run by at the same time? Okay, he's got 2. Okay, maybe it'll be 3 vultures. Yep, 3 vultures. Probably all 3 in the main now that we know that there's 2 are out in the center of the map. Is he? Okay, it looks like it is going to be. No, he's going to unload. No, I don't know what he's doing right now. Just 1 right now. That'll get taken care of. That's going to draw all the attention into the main. And I bet you he's going to try and... Yeah, look at the center. He's running by, or he's going to do a run by while this is happening. Air only thinks that there's 2 vultures here, but hello, there's going to be 2 more at the natural. They're bugging out of the pylon. Okay, gets in. 1 probe, 2, 3. Oh, look at this. He sent the dropship back so he can actually save these. Okay, that was fantastic. Even though the vultures in the main didn't do crazy damage, he got an additional 4 or so probes in the natural. Also saved those 2 vultures, which is fantastic, and saved the dropship. Now, I still think that Air held that pretty well. He's also got his third base coming up, and it's already halfway done, so he's in a really good spot right now. But I am worried that the worker count is still sitting at 36. Okay, there we go. Now it's going up to 38. In typical follow-up, it's going to be at least 3 factories. It would be nice if the dropship can scout the third base. If he scouts the third base, maybe he'll put down additional factories, go for like a 5-fact timing, or maybe he'll just expand. Observer almost got taken out, but in the end, we'll be able to still get some intel off. Now, as I was talking about earlier, Flash has been doing a lot of timings in his comeback. And generally when he does his timings, he's sitting around this SCV count that we see right here, around 48. But I don't see 4th, 5th, 6th factory coming down. This, to me, looks like we're gonna expand and potentially go into a long game. More mines being set up, dropships still sharking around. I don't think there's anything in it. I think it's waiting to load up those two vultures. Slight supply lead for air. Nothing really to talk about there. You know, it's not massive. Definitely want to have a bigger supply lead than that. But he's definitely not under threat of taking damage. Dragoons, of course, they're slightly out of position. 1 probe, 2, 3. Okay, that was a worthwhile trade. Once again, 5 workers there. 6! Okay. You know, I've talked about it. When you do a drop, you're looking to get at least like 1.5 to 2 kills per vulture. So he lost 2 vultures, got 6 probes in return. That's mega worth. And after doing that much damage, we see he's gone into 5 factories. He's also scanned, so he's cut his SCVs, so he has the potential to flood more factories, but nope, that is going to be a command center on location at the 3rd base. I don't know exactly what he scanned, but he saw that there was support bay there. So Reaver could be a way back into this game for air if he can try and, you know, catch light, being a little bit too greedy. I can see that there are turrets at the natural, but I don't think there are turrets at the perimeter of his base. So if Goliaths are not in position, potentially a Reaver drop could get off some good damage. But it looks like, to me, Air is just content with holding the line with his Dragoons and Reaver and expanding. I'm pretty sure this is going to be another base going up to top middle. He is going into Citadel, but I don't see like a Stargate. He does have a lot of gas, so maybe this still could be Stargate. But you know, well, I was going to say Arbiter's not that trendy these days, but that's actually not true. Arbiter is actually quite trendy, and I think that that probe at the natural that we saw kind of bugged out on the cliff. Oh, never mind. That's an Nexus at top middle. I thought it bugged out and never actually got sent. So it is going to be a 4th base for him. No Templar Archive, no Stargate. I guess this is actually going to be mass shuttles with Templars, you know, Storm. Now this style is actually very popular. It's been popular for the past year or so. Players have been going for a lot of shuttles. Past year it was mostly drops into the main, but now players are using those drops to kind of just exploit the lack of mobility of Terran. They ever see Terran move out, instantly drop an expansion. Get a lot of SCE damage done with that, but I haven't seen a lot of shuttles being built so far. There's only been 1 shuttle, I think. Additional gateways going down for air. I think he's at 8 right now. And, you know, versus any other Terran, I would feel like, okay, maybe air's in a pretty good spot. He's up a base, he's got good worker count, you know, he's got his tech. But I am worried that it is light, and the supplies being so close, and it doesn't seem like he has an overwhelming amount of gateways or, you know, Stargate to go for Arbiter. It kind of looks like he's just playing kind of normal-ish. He doesn't really have anything super... He doesn't really have anything going super well for him other than this 4th base, which is just now getting set up, by the way. So Terran within 15 supply. Can hear Dragoon shots. Okay, it looks like those vultures were trying to intercept the probes, but not able to catch them. I wonder what Light's tank count is right now. You know, we're at 12 minutes. Terrans still do max timings. If he has a 2-1 timing, you know, he hasn't lost any tanks. He hasn't even used a single tank. So if he has something like 16 tanks, it could be a really fearsome attack. Of course, he could still just use all those tanks to just go expand towards bottom middle if he wants, or top left. Bottom middle is kind of hard to secure because it's kind of far away from your natural and your 3rd base. And a lot of Terrans struggle to defend that base, but with Light piloting the game this time, I feel like he's probably going to be able to defend it. I think that is the 2nd shuttle right there, but I could be wrong. Lots of Zealots being produced out. I would love to see Air build even more gateways. Like, he's got big econ, he's got 70 probes, but I think he's sitting on only 10 gates. I don't even think that's that many. I could be wrong, though. Okay, it's 11 gates. Either way, I'm not sure if 11 is enough. Oh, that is a lot of damage. Almost every Zealot took damage right there. That's like, what do they have, 60 shields? That's like 600 points of damage off of a single mine. You don't even need EMP anymore. Well, I can tell you this, if air attacks now, This is suicide. Please don't go. Okay, he catches a couple of tanks before they siege up. The storms need to be perfect, though. Is there an EMP? Okay, no EMP. He snipes a couple of the Templars, but yeah, this was not the attack. He trades just, what, like 8 vultures, maybe a couple tanks? Not really big. I guess it wasn't really a big loss for Erik, because he only lost Zealots, but definitely not the attack he wanted to take. Now, what I like here is Erik is expanding to top left and bottom right. So Light needs to do something about this. Can't let Protoss take the entirety of the map. Okay, well, you can, as a Protoss, you can't let Terran do this. You can't let Terran just move 3/4 up the map without any hindrance at all. And Erik needs to get over here ASAP. There's not a lot of vultures. I actually think now's a good time to go, and here he goes. There's not a lot of vulture support. Only 3 Goliaths, so that's not going to be enough to take down the shuttle. This is a massive... Where is Light's army, dude? This is only 10 tanks. This is mega dead. Well, I think it's mega... Oh. Okay, it was not mega dead, but Light still loses basically the entirety of his army. Supplies get traded out, 120 to 120, but because Erik has so many gateways, shoots right back up to 140, and actually, Light is expanding towards top left. This is towards Protoss, sort of. I think this is an easier base to defend, but I don't know how this is gonna work because Protoss is already taking top left and bottom right at the same time. I guess he can use this position as a stepping stone towards top left and also towards top middle. But look at how much darkness there is in the center of the map and the bottom side. Like, if there was just a counter, there would be absolutely no defense for Light. That Reaver gets taken down, and that does expose top left. I would love to see Erik counter, but I don't think he will because he doesn't have any observers on that side of the map. He has no idea where the army is. All he knows is that there's a lot at top middle. Hopefully he doesn't run into this because, oh no, I don't like this. I don't like this. I think Terran is well fortified here. There's a lot of tanks at the bottom side. You know, not that many right there on that screen, but those are the tanks I'm talking. Well, I mean, they're way far away. I guess Light needs to get them all synced up. This is one of the hard parts about expanding towards top left is, like I said, you gotta have defense at the bottom side, because if you don't, you're gonna get countered. And here we go, Erik with that counterattack that I was talking about, but Light shadowed the movement quite well. He's got a lot of mines here. Oh, the Goliaths immediately killed the shuttle. Absolutely fantastic. Is there enough? The Goliaths, even though they don't do a lot of damage, they tank a lot of shots. They retreated away quite nicely towards those upper tanks. And it doesn't look like Erik's gonna find a hole anywhere. So he is just gonna back off. I guess, once again, he mostly lost Zealots. I guess probably he lost that shuttle with the Templars, but critically he didn't lose any Dragoons. You never want to have to rebuild Dragoons. They're so expensive, they take so long to build. But look at these 2 tanks, they ended up killing top left. There were vultures that went to bottom right, but with the cannon set up there, that's not going to do any damage. But I like how Light's going to take down top left. 2-1 upgrades for Protoss, that's really good. 2-1 versus 2-2 is not bad. This base is dead. That's gonna get taken down, and he just builds a command center right in that probe's face. Now, Erik, I noticed that he took his 3rd gas somewhat late, so he doesn't have as big of a gas bank as I was expecting, even though he has 71 workers. Again, the gateway count to me, it just feels low. I guess I'm used to playing on the ladder and running into Protoss players that have like 30 gates. But I don't play like Light. I don't knock down bases, so maybe it's just me, because Erik's money is looking quite fine. It's not like he's floating a lot of resources. We've got a Stargate finally coming down. Probably going to be for Arbor, because I didn't see like an additional cybernetics or anything. We also saw a 2nd Robo come in, so it is going to be Shuttle Man. This base is dead. Light just bullied his way into here, and Erik actually has to hold this. Okay, yeah, you gotta try and hold this. Here we go, and a huge engagement coming in. Zealots are taking so much damage. Where are the observers, man? Good D-Matrix right there. Need some storms. That's a good storm. Good storm. Lots of Zealots left over. Goodbye, tanks. And actually, Air ends up holding top middle, but he loses his entire probe line. Look at the probe count get shot down to 52. But there's so much Protoss left over. He can easily knock down at least one of these bases, I hope. Or clear out these tanks first and then go kill the top left base. Good storm. Oh my goodness. Even though supplies are really close, which means that it's really not great for Protoss, I think that's what's left over. Oh, don't bleed in. I think that's what's left over for Protoss is really good. Now remember, Light just killed top left. If he has some tanks and vultures up there, okay, it looks like he must have had those units left over up there, which is why those Protoss units don't commit. And now Protoss that was on 70 workers, now he's down to just 50. These vultures have done so much damage. Oh, even gets a Templar kill. Now it's looking really ugly. Terran's hit the +3 weapon power spike. Up supply. Consistent reinforcements across the map. A few of these tanks are heavily damaged, but it's not like Protoss can do anything about it. Man, that was a huge swing. I actually think that he should maybe just give up this base. I don't think he can save this base, man. I feel like this is just too easy for Terran to attack. We've got another Vulture attack into here. He's going to kill a lot of probes once again. But this was a sizable Vulture commitment. He's going to lose like 6 or 7 Vultures, but critically, more lost mining time. Still buys Light time to get more and more tanks up. Look at Light's gas bank, by the way. 1,700 gas. I would love to see more add-ons from him. I'm looking at the mini-map right now. I think he's on something like 9 factories, but it seems like he's only on double or triple add-on. He's got 5 gas right now. You know, he could go into something like 5, 6, 7 add-ons. He's already gotten all of his upgrades, so he doesn't need to save gas for that. More interception onto the probes. He gets like 7 more probes, gets 2 more Templars. Absolutely fantastic pickoffs. And at this point, your split map versus the best split map player in Terran versus Protoss on the planet, what do you do as Protoss? I didn't see his Stargate blinking, so like recall isn't on the menu. Stasis isn't on the menu. He's just got to rely on Storm, you know, doing a crippling blow, but I don't even see a shuttle here. Okay, we're going to have an engagement. I don't think that this is going to do much. Oh, actually, there must have been a drop at top left or something, because I see a lot of Light's army went up there for some reason. Not sure exactly why it was pulled up there, but these few tanks and spider mines ended up buying enough time for Terran to get into position. Light just biding his time, waiting for his moment to strike, to take down top middle. Looks like an EMP went off, got rid of those 3 Templars energy and those 2 other Templars at the bottom side. So now he's got Archons, which are, you know, not worthless units, but they're definitely not very good. Okay, and this base is definitely going to die now. Yep, and now, okay, this might actually be the last attack. He feels desperate to save it. There's a lot. There are so many tanks here. Another great EMP hits right before Storm lands. Supplies are melting for Protoss. 130, 120. Tanks are holding strong. There's not even Vultures here, by the way. Don't even need them. There's the GG, and that means Light is going to beat Air in the first game. I will say Air put up a good battle here. I liked his expanding, but I think trying to continuously take top middle was a bit of a mistake. You're just not going to hold it. But either way, Light, he is going to be moving into the winners match. Now we're going to go into what I think is probably the most interesting matchup of the day. It's going to be Ssinz versus Zelot. 2 exceptionally aggressive players. Very, very intense. So let's get into game 1 between them. It is going to be on Apocalypse. Okay, in the bottom left, we do have our red Zerg. It is Zelot. And in the bottom right, we do have our Protoss. It is Ssinz. And I was just thinking, I don't remember seeing Zelot play in a while. Obviously, I know he streams, I know he does that university stuff, but when was the last time we saw him in ASL or the StarCastTV Star League? It feels like it's been a while. You know, ironically, last night when I was looking at some StarCraft games on YouTube, one of Zelot's tutorials came up. So he's definitely playing these days, and I wonder what interesting builds he's come up with lately. Now remember last season we saw Ssinz go for Nexus first, Gateway. And you know, I've had a bit of time to reflect on that particular opener, and I actually think it's pretty good. And the reason I say that is, if you're gonna 12 Nexus, you might as well go for the Hail Mary. If they 9-pool you, you're dead. If they 5-pool you, you're dead. So you might as well just play as greedy as possible. But last season, he really didn't get punished that many times. This time around, it's not going to be a 12 Nexus. It is just going to be the gate opener. And we do have pool first. I think that this is a combination of it being Zelot, who's an aggressive player in general, and also probably Zelot watched the games from last season and probably thought to himself, dude, I'm not going to let you just 12 Nexus into Gateway every game. If you're going to 12 Nexus, you need to at least, you know, go for a fast forge. Lucky scout here from Ssinz. He's going to find him first. Okay. For some reason, the probe still wants to battle, but I thought that the drone got off the first shot. Either way, the probe is making it interesting. Is he going to get there in time? That would have been heartbreaking if he had have actually denied that hatchery, because the drone was going to go to the natural, an additional drone, I mean, got turned around. So that would have been extremely painful. Luckily, that gets off. Probe is going to come in here and see... Okay, 4 lings and a drone. So not a big commitment here. This seems to be the typical follow-up after an overpool. Okay, well, what's not typical here, I don't think, is actually there's only 1 ling going out on the map. Isn't it? Don't they normally send, like, the 3 lings and only leave back 1? But maybe I'm wrong. Already, I would be thinking to myself, if I was Ssinz, this guy must be wanting to all-in me. That's assuming if what I said was right. Either way, there's no defense here at the natural. So the ling's just going to run by. And that means that there's going to be 2 lings, or 2 zealots, plus probe at the third base, and that's why this particular combo is deadly. You just watched a Zelot 2-shot the ling because the probe got off a pot shot. Zelot's in trouble, man. In fact, he didn't send that ling towards the main. He sent it back because he needs as much stuff as possible here. These 2 Zealots, soon to be 3 plus probe, are going to be so effective. All right, hopefully he can get this 3rd Zealot here. Oh, he doesn't get it. That 1 Zealot, he needs to find the sweet spot. No, it's not getting into the right spot. This is so critical for Zelot. Okay, now finally gets into a good position, but it's too late. 3rd Zealot doesn't get there in time. Probe gets taken out, and both Zealots. This was an insane hold for Zelot. However, I will say this. Look at the drone count. It's 9 to 18. I think this is a speedling all-in because, like I said, this guy had no wall, no defense. Oh, the cannon gets canceled. I feel like we're watching, what was it, Shine versus Ssinz last season. This is going to be a flood. 8 drones, you're not transitioning out of this. It's just going to be a ling flood here. Can this work, though? There's a lot of probes already pulled. Oh, well, there's a gap. He just let him in. Where's the speed, man? Where's the speed? Lings, good surround right there. Does he have a... Nope, no cannon. Okay, he panic builds cannon in the main. I think he realizes that the drone count is so low that if he just survives, even if he has to build an additional cannon in the main, he's going to win. Oh my God, that was really good control. Oh, but not right there. So many lings in the main. This is so close. He can still use those lings to hit from the back, yeah. Exactly, but there's so many lings here that Actually, he could just overwhelm the probes in the main. There's what, 6 probes here? So that means that there's only 16 probes in the mineral line in the main. Why not engage? Okay, that's why. There's a Zealot. Oh, he's gonna kill the Zealot. Oh, there's actually an additional Zealot. Okay, that Zealot at the top gets taken down. Just needs to buy time for these cannons. But there's so many Zealots at the top. Look at that pure full surround around that cannon, desperately trying to hold that cannon gets taken down. There's a slight gap. Can the Lings get on top of the cannon? Trying to send that Zealot from the backside to help out. Oh, there's too many Lings at the front. That Zealot is so low, and it's just non-stop Lings. I think that he's actually going to be broken here. No more Zealots left over. Oh my gosh. Ssinz almost clutched it, but now he doesn't even have enough money to build a cannon anymore. Cannon just now starts. It's just endless Lings. Once the gateway gets taken down, it's just going to be one Zealot, probes, and Cannon's trying to save the day. He might even lose the Nexus. Cannon. Not Cannon. Gateway gets taken down. Oh, there's surface area on both sides. There's surface. This is it. This has got to be it. Zealot is strong. Probes are strong, but you don't have anything, man. There's nothing to defend. He surprisingly killed a lot of Lings there. But now it's still just one cannon, not completed, no gateway. It's 16 probes now versus just 8 workers. So, actually, if this doesn't win the game, Zealot could start transitioning. Oh, well, that's going to be it. GG comes out. And that means that Zealot is going to move into the winner's match, where he'll be facing off versus Light. And that's going to be an interesting matchup. Light. Yeah, Terran versus Zerg versus Light. I don't know how this is going to play out for Zealot. I think Zealot is a good player, but one of the things about Light is that he plays super cautious in general. It's very rare that you see him make crazy moves. So I feel like it's going to be hard to exploit him. So with that said, let's get into game 1. It's going to be on Dark Origin. We're now going into a best of 3 series. Okay, so in the top left, we do have Light. And in the bottom right, coming off a win versus Ssinz, we've got Zealot. Now going back to what I was saying about Light is, surprisingly, I would prefer to have Zealot versus someone like Flash or someone like Royal, because Flash, he will bring it to you. Like, he'll 5-racks you, he'll be in your face all the time. If you can have a clutch hold versus him and go for like an immediate counterattack, you can do crippling damage. Same thing versus Royal. Royal can do some wild builds, be in your face immediately. He can also get, way too cocky and just try and defend with 2 Raxes. So he can also be exploitable. But versus someone like Light, he's going to make moves like 3 racks, 4 racks, go into Valkyries and just have like a really nice build that shuts down everything. It's hard to exploit. So in that sense, I feel like this is going to be a particular hard matchup. Now, we've got a very fast scout. Now, if you watched, I think, season 2 or maybe in the last broadcast, I was talking about how I've been experimenting myself with a 9 scout or an 8 scout. So I'm happy to see that we're seeing this right here, because I've heard on Light's YouTube channel that if you just block them with an eBay, they're dead. Now, I don't know about that, I don't know if I would go that far, but it is painful for Zerg to deal with. I actually, in my experience lately, because I've been experimenting with this, I find it more painful to gas steal the Zergs. And I think doing a gas steal versus Zealot actually would have been a little bit better, because in all the games that I've seen Zealot play, he's always been low eco. So for you to, eBay block him here, I think what he's done so far is already fine. He's gone for an overpool. His hatchery at his natural, yes, it's going to be late, but he's used to playing low eco. I guarantee you he doesn't care. Now, if he had Gastel on him and he had to play 3 hatch, I think he would care about that more. But, you know, I could be wrong. Light's obviously a much better player than I am. And we've got an interesting move from Light. I was just talking about how he always plays so solid, but this time around, this is not what I was expecting. This could be 2-port Wraith. We have seen players like Flash bring back some mech play. This could be a 1-base Goliath build. Light doesn't strike me as that type of person. I know that he's very good with Wraiths, so I think that this is going to be a Wraith opener, or 1-1-1. And this is what I was talking about. The Lings are just going to take down the hatchery. Or, not the hatchery, going to take down the eBay. And now, yes, his hatch was delayed, but his Spire is not delayed. In fact, it's going to be super fast. Now, critically, he got back in here with this SCV. If this SCV died, I think that this could have been transitioned into a Lurker all-in. Zealot loves Lurker all-ins. And with the fact it being Dark Origin, with those destructible buildings in the back, this was a clutch scout. Now, he needs to save this as long as possible, but it's at 5 health, so it's going to get taken down. I think that there's still a possibility that Zelot could go for a Hydra Den, but I think the lair is basically done at this point, so probably a little bit too late for that. Either way, we've got 2 additional buildings going down in Light's base. Those are... okay, I was wrong. It's going to be a 2-fact on 1 base here. All right. We've seen players like Flash make this work. Very, very flimsy, though, in my opinion. This can either snowball really heavily in your favor, or you can be picked apart almost instantly. Now, curiously, I don't think I've seen 2-fact on 1 base face off versus an overpool gas like this. This overpool gas is going to give Zealot like a 20 to 30 second faster muta timing. And that means that the Goliath count is going to kind of be pretty skimpy. So I'm not sure how effective this opener is going to be. Either way, Spire's 2/3 of the way done. Armory basically done. Okay, that's for... I gotta imagine that's for speed. I guess it could be for mines also, but I think with this particular build, you just want to get in... oh, actually, I think it's for mines. I don't think the speed upgrade would be very useful, because what are you running by? Yeah, you're going to be running into a ramp. You can't run by that. So actually, this should be for mines. He still doesn't know whether it's Hydras or Mutas or what. Okay, maybe it's not mines. That's 4 vultures. I still think mines are better. But either way, whoa, he built more... he built more vultures. Dude, you need Goliaths. This Spire is 20 to 30 seconds faster. Mutas are going to be out. Lings are just going to hold the ramp like this. Okay, he got speed, but this is what I was talking about. How does speed help you here? Mutas are out, man, and that means that there are no Goliaths in the main right now. Lings are doing a really fantastic job to just buy time. That's all he needed to do. Now these vultures have done nothing. There's no Goliaths. Does he even have... okay, he luckily has an eBay. I actually think that Zelot's in a really good position right now. There's no chance for these vultures to do much damage, other than maybe pop a couple drones right here, right now. Oh, that one vulture is in... it's perfect defense. Absolutely perfect. Zelot can do whatever he wants now. He can power. He can Hydra switch. He knows that this guy didn't get the mine upgrade. So I think actually a Hydra all-in or a Lurker all-in would be fantastic. I actually would prefer the Lurker all-in. And the reason I say that is when players play mech builds like this, they skip Academy forever. Forever. There's going to be no detection anytime soon. If he went straight Lurker, straight Hive, I don't see any world where Terran wins. No chance. It doesn't look like Zelot's going to do that. Instead, I saw a third hatchery go down at the natural. Light is moving out. Dude, you're a crazy person. Maybe he can technically win this fight because the Goliaths have range. Okay, Zealot. He wants it. He's desperate for it. Okay, actually, that was a good trade for Light. Well, a somewhat decent trade, I mean. He lost 4 Goliaths for 4 or 5 mutas. Not the worst, but that's what I'm happy to see. That Hydrogen already done. Please be for lurkers. A lot of players don't build lurkers versus mech because it's not effective in the late game, but in this particular scenario, lurkers would be amazing. There's the first few Hydras. Do it, man. Zelot, when he entered the scene, was mega big brain. He had a lot of slick timings. This is the time for him to showcase those big brains. Look at this. Still no Academy. Still no Starport. He has no detection. He has no scans. He has no intel. There's no tanks. He's moving out again. Worker count is starting to get evened up also, 26 to 20. Not sure how that supply block happened for Zelot, but he is sitting at 36 out of 35. Another SCV being sent out. You know, he's already lost one. Well, technically he's lost two. He's probably going to lose this one also. He will see that there is a Hydra Den, but he doesn't see anything else, and he doesn't even confirm if there's a third base. Okay, actually, Zelot ended up going into speed, which I think is fine, but I still think lurkers was the play here. Either way, there are a lot of Goliaths out now. Now, because it is just Hydras with speed, Goliaths, I think, can hold the line here as long as they have a good arc. Still no tanks, still no nat gas. Light needs to be very careful about managing his gas here. Doesn't want to mine it too quickly, but at the same time, he needs to have, you know, upgrades and more factories. Anyways, we're gonna have a big attack in just a moment, and look at this timing of the tank. One tank, right in the nick of time of this incoming 3-hatch Hydra bust. He's gonna go for it. I don't think it's gonna work, man. He didn't send his entire army either. This is gonna be, well, actually, I thought it was gonna be an easy hold, but those Goliaths in the front actually died a little bit quicker than I thought. Clutch repair. Nope. Not able to save the tank, but he ends up doing so much damage. Takes down the majority of the Goliaths. A lot of them are heavily damaged also. It's gonna be a while for those to get repaired. Hopefully, if Zelot wants to make this attack work, hopefully he goes pretty quickly. Oh, but there's another tank. And now I think that this is no longer going to work. Light held the attack, the most important attack of the game. Now he's looking, you know, he's in a fine position now. Look at the worker count, 38 to 20. Remember, it was 25 to 20 a minute ago. Zelot is now mega all in. He's down in upgrades. He doesn't have Hive. He doesn't have tech advantage anymore. He doesn't have lurkers. How the hell is he going to transition out of this? He's going to put down a third base. But this is a really, really tough position. And I do want to point out, there's still no Academy. This is why I was saying the lurkers would have been amazing here. He could have just suicided his mutas onto that one turret, and then this base would have been shut down forever. I'm sure when Zelot watches a replay, he probably will be thinking the same thing. Like, damn, this guy got away with no scans, no detection for, you know, we're at the 11-minute mark. It's going to be even farther along than that also, probably like the 13-minute mark. Well, if Zelot wants to salvage this game, I don't think he can build Hydras at this point. I think he has to power up hard. He has to start scaling into his upgrades. He has to go for like a risky, big-time macro play. And luckily for him, Light, because he doesn't have any scan, he doesn't know whether Zelot is continuing to all-in. From Light's perspective, you're playing versus a guy that all-ins quite a lot, so you don't want to, you know, be too aggressive and move out too quickly. So I like what he's doing here. He's instead going to mine out the back mineral patch, try and get some intel with his vultures that way. And if Zelot had ended up, you know, being mega all in here, you know, at most he's going to lose 4 vultures, and who cares about that? And now that is open, and that Hydra's going to die. And now Zelot has to be careful about potential vulture run-bys through the backside. And there we go at the front, like I was saying. Okay, well, actually those 2 vultures end up getting across the map, and now finally, He's going to be able to get some intel. And this is actually going to be a Muta switch. Well, I was not expecting that. And now these vultures are going to see, hey, this guy has a third base, but he has no drones. So what could he possibly... Oh, no, he's going to have to show his mutas. This could not have gone worse. There's not that many Goliaths out right now, but he has 5 factories, man. He can build so many Goliaths very quickly. Panic turrets coming down. Yeah, but he already has a lot of turrets in his main. I don't think he's really under any threat of taking damage here. Using that that vulture pressure to get some more vultures out into the map, place some mines, and here we go, Muta's into the main. Well, that was an immediate kill onto the turret. But like I was saying, it's 5 factory production here. Goliath's going to push this back easily. I think at this point, if you're light, all you really need to do is consolidate your army and just do these vulture run-bys that he's doing once again towards the third base. He's going to shut that down again. He's got +1 weapon, so he's two-shotting these drones because they don't have any upgrades. I think what we're going to see here is probably like a 150 max timing. Not a 150 max timing. That doesn't make any sense. A 150 supply timing. I don't think that the Zerg is going to have, you know, their third base really kicked in by then. And probably just end the game with it. I will say I didn't see a starport. So I'm not sure if he has his +2 weapon coming. Okay, there we go. There is a starport up there. So it's probably going to be a 2-2 150 timing with vessels. Oh, that's a canceled command center. That's nice. That's one way back into the game. At least Zelot knows now that this guy's trying to expand instead of do a timing. At least not just yet a timing. But it's still just Hydra Muta into a very fortified Terran army. Tank Goliath. Man, these turrets just are not going to get up. Zelot's saying, no, man, you're not building turrets. I'm sorry. Where's the irradiate, though? Oh, we know that there's a vessel. Where's the vessel? Is it now time to show the vessel? Where is he? It's right up there. It has energy. Now's the time. Everything's pumped up. Oh, the irradiate's not done. Upgrade's not complete. Whoa, whoa, whoa. He got on top of the armories. Those turrets walled in the Goliaths, and now the mutas are on top of the armories. He can kill both. Oh my gosh. That was critical. He's going to lose a lot of mutas here, but stopping the 2-2 timing is huge. Absolutely huge. We all know how strong 2-2 is versus Protoss, but actually it's incredibly strong versus Zerg also. You just get off. I don't think you one-shot Hydras, but what you do with tank shots is you deal so much damage to them is that any single hit plus or splash will kill them immediately. So that was a massive pickoff. I still think Zelot is in big time trouble, but he's now crawled his way out of the hole a little bit. And I don't even like where those armories are positioned at the natural. Those are going to be picked off also, or could be picked off. Where did that command center come from? That's a random command center. He's going to float it over to the third base. Man, this lack of irradiate, or this slow irradiate really caught Light off guard. He was really relying on that, and oh, was that a misplaced? Okay, no, he double irradiated, one at the top, one at the bottom. Pretty good damage. But I just realized because Light was on one base for so long, he's now taking his third base, but he's essentially on just two base. Oh, that hurts. Zerg still on 00 upgrades, desperately needs to get the evolution chamber. Hopefully that building in his main, which is comparable size to Hydrian, hopefully that's an evolution chamber there. I don't think we've seen the Zerg's main in a while, so I'm not sure exactly what that is, whether it's a Queen's Nest or a evolution chamber or what. Okay, double evolution chamber. Okay, that's great. So he's gonna be able to even up the the upgrades pretty soon. Macro hatch for Zelot, so that tells you that he's doing pretty well. Okay, and this is what I was talking about. The armory is completely exposed. However, there are so many vessels here. The irradiates should be able to push it back a little bit. Okay, that's an expensive loss. Now, I don't know if that was worth. Was that +1 or +2 weapon or +2 armor? We don't know, but Zerg lost a lot of mutas for that. That was definitely an expensive loss. I actually think after doing so much damage, Light should consider attacking. He's lost no tanks this entire time. He's essentially lost no Goliaths. He's kept all 3 of his vessels alive. He may even have enough energy to start irradiating once again. Okay, and I think he's going to be on the move. Yep, here we go. Not that many. Okay, that is a lot of tanks now. It's at 7 tanks. Good amount of Goliaths. He's up 40 supply. He knows that Zerg is starting to scale their econ, so he definitely wants to at least shut down mid-right. Scan goes off. He sees that the Hydras are still 0-0, so he can easily win this fight. Very easily. Oh, don't bleed off that way. Oh, he's in a really rough position. There's so many mines at the top side. If he loops around there, it's going to take him a long time to clear those out. Probably gets immediately counterattacked. And at the same time, if he comes across the bridges, he's going to get massacred. So Zelot, what do you do, man? I think he needs to run. Oh, there's so many irradiated. This is going to be a mass. There's no way that Zerg can win this fight. D-Matrix goes off. Double irradiate goes off. This is going to be a massacre. Did he even have +1 done yet? I don't even think it would have mattered. Absolute destruction right there. And the base complete. So that's going to be a dead base while also losing his entire army. He's down 70 supply. This has got to be a game 1 victory for Light here. Yeah, he's expanding behind it. Okay, this was a massacre. Oh my gosh. Man, I really did love the position that Zelot was in. I think that Light's opener was interesting. But somehow, despite not doing a lot of damage with his vultures in the beginning, he was able to survive the Meadows, which was just mind-boggling to me, and transition into a normal game. So well done from him. He's going to put a point on the board for Team Light. And Zelot, he's going to go down 0-1. Let's get into game 2 now. Let Cruiser know. So game 2 should be up next. It will be Zelot's map pick. And I wonder what map he'll come up with. I would actually have to open the Liquipedia for this. So he's going to be going into Radion, so let's get into that. I'm curious what the other maps are for this Star League, though. So let me find out. Alright, so in the top right, down 0-1, we do have Zelot. And in the bottom left, with a pretty crazy opener in game 1, we've got Light. And I am looking at the maps right now, because I was actually not expecting Zelot to pick this particular map. I feel like this is a good Terran map. So, with that said, we have Dark Origin, Apocalypse, Retro, Blitz, Citadel, Troy, and Radion. So those are all maps that we saw last season. And then we have 2 new ASL maps, which are Deja Vu and Dominator. I wonder why he didn't pick something like Troy or Dominator. I feel like Troy is kind of up Zelot's alley, but maybe he knows that Light is somebody that will play, Wraith, and doesn't want to, get into a Wraith battle on Troy. Not really too sure. And we've got a depot at the ramp once again. Now this is Ling tight, and the reason we know that is we saw Speed pull out this opener in our Group A. And the fact that Light is doing this here must mean that Wraith must mean that Wraith is popular these days, because this once again looks like it's going to be a tech opener. And the way this is positioned is it looks like it's going to be Wraith. I will point out that this is slightly different than Speed's opener, because Speed's opener was a 10-10-10. This is going to be a 12 gas, so better econ. I wonder how many Wraiths he will build before getting cloaked, because because Speed also built, I think it was 6 Wraiths before even getting an add-on. Of course, this doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be Wraith. It could be 2-fact again. It could be 1-1-1. I was going to say it could be a true 2 racks, but because of the gas being so fast, it can't be a 2 racks unless it's some new 2 racks that I don't know about. Either way, we've got SCV going out on the map. Not going to find Zelot here. We'll most likely find him with the second scout, though. And Zelot, it's once again going to be the 2-minute pool, 2-minute gas, typical opener. Now, we saw Beast respond differently towards tech in his series. The first game, he tried to go Hydras. That didn't work. Second time around, Mutas. I think he lost. No, he didn't lose that. He ended up winning that. But Speed did a lot of damage to the Mutas also. So I wonder if Zelot will try and make Hydras work versus this, or if he'll go into Mutas also. I like his scout here. A lot of Zerg players don't scout with their drones, but this time it's going to be critical. Because he's going to see the Marine come out, and he'll see that there's no SCV here. But I don't think the SCV would have been here to build a command center this quickly anyways. I could be wrong, though. No, actually, that's not right. I think you can have your command center by 3 minutes. So actually, that gives Zelot intel that, hey, this is either, you know, a command center in the main that's going to be floated down, or it's another tech opener. Yep, and he suspects that it's a tech opener, so he's going to have that colony come down, and there... Oh, I thought that was a starport. That is a command center. Okay. So, tech opener into command center. No hydrogen. Still pure drones. Much better econ this time for Zelot. Pretty much immediate add-on right after the first vulture. You've got to get the add-on, whether it's for speed or mines. You got to have it to get one of them, because one, mine's great to prevent, you know, lings and hydras from moving across the map, and speed, of course, great for either running into the main, getting drone kills, or at least if you see hydras coming across the map, you know, potentially running away and acting like you're going to go for a counterattack. So, like the immediate add-on, I think it's going to be mines this time. But he has gotten intel, once again, into the main, and does see that there's no hydrogen. Okay, there's no mines. Instead, he's just going to be straight armory and probably straight range here. I haven't seen a Spire or anything be built. Even looking at the natural, I don't think he's built it. I see a third hatch has come down. Okay, there's the Spire right there by the ramp. So he does see the Spire there. And I think he also saw the hatchery. So Spire is basically done. Only one vulture. So, like, pretty much getting away with the most optimized version of 111. Or, sorry, most optimized version of a one-fact opener that you can get away with. Didn't have to build additional vultures, didn't have to build speed, didn't have to get mines. You can go straight into his Goliaths, straight into his range. However, I will say just like I did on Dark Origin, Goliath count is going to be really low, man. Really low. It's not even 2-fact either, it's just 1 factory. If he loses even 1 Goliath, he's going to be in trouble. It's just a fact. 6 mutas are on the way. Vulture trying to buy as much time as possible. If he can buy even just like, you know, a few seconds, potentially it will allow Light to get out 1 more additional Goliath, and he needs as many as possible. He's got 3 out right now. My opinion is once it gets to 4 plus a turret, it can be a little bit scary for Zerg, but just 3? I could see the Zerg trying to just run by these turrets. Looks like the turrets are well positioned, not willing to risk it going past that bunker or turret. Starport? Okay, so that's why he only has 1 factory. He's going to be rushing into Starport, get his fast +2 or fast irradiate. Oh, immediate pick off into that turret. See ya, 75. Alright. Okay, this is what I was talking about. It's when you just have 1 factory, it's 2 turrets and 4 Goliaths. Zelot has found the opener. He's recognized that this guy doesn't have any production. He's taking a lot of damage, but I don't... Yeah, that turret's gonna die. Only 4 Goliaths, but there's no additional turret to help support. another turret dies, or another Goliath dies, and that turret probably. Oh, did he even bounce shots kill that turret? Wow. These turrets are just not completing for Light in this series. And yeah, I was about to say, if he just all-ins here, how does Light hold? I think there's not that many units in the bunker either. Whether it's Lings or Hydras. Oh, he's Ling flooding, man. This is going to be a quick game. Goliaths, another one dies. And this is why this is such a fragile build. Here we go. This has got to be... This is probably it, man. How do you hold this? SCV's trying to body block. Can they get there in time? There's not that many to hold. The Goliath, or the Mutas are sheriffing the Goliath, saying, you're not going to help out this bunker, man. Now we've got Lings in the main, and that means that there's nothing to stop the Lings from killing turrets. Another turret completes. Light was... Well, I guess he's not dead yet. He is holding the front. Hopefully there's more Mutas than this. Those Mutas are pretty damaged, man. I don't know if that's enough. I don't know if that's enough to get through that many turrets and Goliaths at this point. Definitely not enough to get through the Goliath turrets in bunker. Okay, now 10. So many turrets being built. Where's the vessel? Does he have a vessel out yet? Is there an irradiate? Oh, I also forgot that he has potential to build Valkyrie. Valkyrie could be great. Tearing his supply block though, so maybe he's not able to get that out. I don't see any more additional depots being built. Oh my, it's still so many links. So mega all in here. But Zelot, he smells blood in the water, man. Can't fault him for it. There's no production. You gotta go for a kill like this. Oh my gosh, SCV trying to hold as much as possible. Did a pretty good job, but still 8 lings get in? Something like that? Yeah, Zelot can just hold here. He can just hold the line here, make sure that the Goliaths can continuously not be able to support that bunker, and then eventually just overwhelm the natural. We can see that the SCV count isn't really that high anymore either. It's 30 to 21. Zelot has a 4th hatchery, so okay. The bunker, it's not going to be surrounded this time. Another SCV falls. It's going to get taken down, and with this being taken down, that means that there's going to be no benefit to having this now. Oh, is it going to get taken down? The clutch repair. How is it surviving? Misstep from Zelot. Misstep from Zelot. Does he have a radiate? A radiate? There's a radiate. Needs to save as many. Oh, really good split. Really good split. But that was such a clutch repair there. And there's actually not that many Mutas or Zerglings left. If he can get a bunker up, he may have held. What is going on in this game? Look at that bunker placement. I don't even hate it. I think it's not bad. He needs the gas for his Goliaths and radiates. I think he needs to build a bunker in his main. That's what I really think. I think he needs to try and escort 1 Marine to the main, because 1 Marine in the main actually soaks up a lot of hits. Zelot is still all in, man. He's still not building any additional drones, but he's taken down 2 more depots. Still going to be a massive supply block here. The irradiate energy should be available pretty soon. Mutas, are there enough? Takes down 3 more Goliaths. Oh, he has his 2nd factory now. That's what I was about to say. I was like, dude, is he really on just 1 factory still? The barracks is in a really nice position. Gives a little bit of Sim City support for the bunker. There's 3 Marines in there, so they still deal a lot of damage. Okay, now Zelot is starting to saturate his bases. This is what I was waiting for. I was like, man, I would love to see Hydras mixed in with this army, because at least they can range from a distance. You don't have to worry about running by constantly. But this drone cycle is huge also. Now he's evened up the worker count pretty much. He's got macro, or big time macro coming in. He's starting to get his upgrades also. But I still can't believe that Light ended up surviving here. I thought the game was over. Instead, it looks like it's not done just yet. Gonna start taking his natural. Not start taking his natural. Start transferring some SCVs towards his natural to get that up and running once again. And unlike last game where he had, additional factories to build vultures and, get intel with them, lay mines out on the map, I don't think he has the time to do that. I don't think if he builds vultures, he's going to have enough stuff to defend versus a potential all-in. So that's why you see him building more Goliaths here. He's still on the ball about knowing that there's no Hydras just yet. So I actually think if a Hydra attack comes, he's going to have a tank in time. I don't know how these players know when to build their tanks, but I think he's going to be fine. Really good SimCity, like I said. I mean, it's very subtle here, but the way that this is laid out, it really does allow Light to actually play the game. His Goliaths are in really good positions. The bunker's obviously well secured. Double rate is going to do any, tons of damage to any units coming in. I'm still favoring Zealot heavy here, but this is a playable position. I'm not going to say manageable. It's playable. There's no way he's moving out, right? Okay, he's just repositioning his buildings, trying to get his units into a better concave. Despite having that fast armory and fast starport for so long, you can see that his upgrades are still just +1. So not going to have that powerful +2 power spike. Probably doesn't even have the +1 armor power spike anytime soon. Critically, he still has those vessels alive, which are, I will say, are definitely the lifeline for him with this army. If the vessels die, I think the game's over. I think the D-Matrix and the Irradiates have the potential to do crippling damage in a botched engagement. But assuming that that doesn't happen, Zealot's still in a fantastic position, even taking top left at this point. He's got macro hatches now. You can see that one right there. Queens! I was wondering what the Queen's Nest was going to be for, whether it's going to be for Hive, Defilers, Guardians. But we've got our answer. Queens are on the menu. And I do have to point out, because I'm noticing it once again. Game 2, mech opener. There's been no scans. As I say that, there's the first scans. But 14-minute scans. This is why I was talking. This is why lurkers are so strong versus mech. Low eco mech builds. Is they have no detection for a long time. Now that scan was crucial right there. He spots the queen. So now, what can Light do? He definitely doesn't have enough vessels to deal with them with Irradiate. But if he can get EMP and land a clutch EMP, it will buy him 3 minutes of time to get up to max. But I think his science facility is still floating. So there's going to be no EMP. Yeah, he's going to try and... Instead, he's going to try and float buildings over his tanks. But I don't think this is going to work, man. I think there's way too many queens here. I could be wrong, though. Parasite. You love to see it. I think this skill right here is up there with Lockdown in terms of underusage. Parasite is very, very good. That essentially makes this vessel completely useless. And if he mistakenly puts it around his army, Broodling is going to be just free. It's going to be so free. So we've got a 20 supply lead for Zealot. It's clear he's just waiting for his Broodling energy. Probably just wants to get set up at all his bases to make sure stuff like this doesn't happen. Double sunken at top left. Make sure if there's a botched attack, at least he doesn't also die to an immediate counterattack or like lose a mineral line or something crazy. Another vessel gets parasited. Another base being taken by Zelot, by the way, at mid-right. So he's saying, like, alright, if I mess up, I'm going to have at least a lot of stuff to fall back on. Light has recovered his worker count 51 to 50. I have heard from tutorials that, at least with a mech switch, you're looking to get up to like something like 70 workers. So Light's still definitely not there on his eco. But with him only being on 2 bases, 50 is going to be just fine. I'm still wondering how he deals with these queens, because I've been in situations like this, and it feels helpless when you scan that they have 10 queens like this, because you know they're going to kill 10 tanks immediately. You know that's just going to happen. And 10 tanks, subtract 20 supply, that all of a sudden makes this battle... Let's subtract the queen's supply also. So 20, minus 20 from both sides. It makes it a 130 supply versus 160 supply, and you've just got Goliaths versus Hydras. Now, that is a really good spell also, Restoration to get rid of Parasite, but you know what, man? He can just Parasite again. Parasite is still giving vision, man. He can see where all these tanks are, man. I would love to... Oh, I think the Queens are coming. I can see very fast movement on the center of the map. Did he have... Oh, did he get scanned? He could irradiate these. Okay, there goes one. There goes two, three, four. Wow, he's going to get rid of 4, 5. He's going to get rid of 5 Queens for just Parasites. All right, well, Light needs a couple more trades like that to be back in this game. He's still got low eco, like I said, but this is definitely more manageable. Also, Restoration is only 50 energy, so he's going to be able to get rid of this Parasite in just a second. And Zelot's going to be back in the dark. There it goes. He has made no usage of these Queens so far. Is there something else Parasited here? What's giving him vision? Oh, he doesn't have vision. So missed opportunity for Zelot to get rid of some of these tanks. He's still got big econ, of course, with all these bases, but we know that Light is the king of defense. I can already see it now. I can see the attack from Zerg, it botching somehow. Terran gets another base at bottom middle, and then all of a sudden we've got Terran on 4 bases, 2-1, with mech going into split map. Well, now you know that Terran is feeling like they're in a comfortable position, able to build a dropship, start loading up a Vulture, and try and go for a drop at top left, I'm guessing. And he's moving out at the same time, so he's going to draw attention onto this mech units, either at top left or at bottom middle, and then go for that multi-pronged attack. Oh, Vessels! Raids go down. All these mutas are dead, man, and there's a drop at top left. Is there a Sunken? Please be a Sunken up there. There's no Sunken! Zelot! You're letting this slip! He's still up 30 supply, but you do not want to let Terran get bottom middle. I guarantee you do not want to let Terran get bottom middle. Not Light. Of all people, to not let them split the map. Do not let Light do it. Oh, well, this, I think... Well, okay, I was going to say this is ambitious to go in the center, but actually there's buildable terrain here. So maybe it's not as ambitious as I thought. Oh, okay. These Hydras are going to die. But Light, he's going to get bottom middle, man. Zelot, you're letting this game slip away. Terran's at 2-2 now. I really wish Zelot had have taken bottom right instead of his mid right base. You know, I've talked about it in other matchups. Terran versus Protoss. When Protoss gets a massive lead, just take a base on Terran's side of the map. That forces Terran to actually attack. And if they don't, that base is going to be mined out. Imagine if mid right was bottom right. That base could potentially be mined out by now. Light is, Light is setting up where he's actually going to get his side of the map. And anybody that's played Terran versus Zerg, that this is a nightmare scenario for Zerg. Okay, it really looks like Zelot's just sending it. He's just sending everything. The tanks were unsieged for a moment. There's not that many tanks. Where are the Queens? Here they come. So many broodlings should be available. Is there an EMP? No EMP. Oh my gosh, he got all of the tanks. And this is why Queens are so punishing in this matchup. So many tanks immediately die. There's only 6 left over. Okay, massive swing on supply. Look at supply now, 160 to 120, but these tanks they're still so powerful. Actually, you know who's the actual hero of this battle? Those medics right there. Those medics are taking hits while the tanks are just shelling the Hydras from long distance. Still a 50 supply lead for Zelot, so that was obviously a massive win there. And I think the follow-up attack could probably win the game. But, man, Zelot making this really hard for himself. He whittled down a lot of the tanks right there. Now, what is this? 7 tanks left over? That's it. Light, he needs to float everything. He needs to float all of his E-bays, all his barracks. He actually needs to build some more medics, man, because actually those things soaked up a lot of hits. And they heal each other. I'm just now realizing that, you know, even though the medics don't deal any damage, the fact that they heal each other is huge. I'm actually going to think about using that next time I have a mech switch game. Anyways, how many hatches is this? This is something like 8 hatch, 10 hatch production, something like that. Once again, okay, never mind. I thought Light was moving towards the center, but instead he's gonna be camping. And there we go. Finally starting to take some bases on Light's side of the map. I love it. Definitely force this Terran to attack, man. Don't mine out your side of the map. If Terran gets to your side of the map, like if they get to top right, Terran's won the game. Like I can tell you, Terran would have already won the game. So definitely start mining out this bottom side of the map, man. Once again, Terran moving towards the center. But this is one of the downsides of playing mech, is when you get like your entire tank count broodling, like, you know, he lost like 10 or 12 tanks, right? For him to rebuild 12 tanks, it's going to take him like 3 to 4 minutes. And you know what? Broodling energy only takes 3 minutes. So you like reset your tank count just to get it broodling again. Oh. Wish we could get a click on the energy. Yeah, I can see it's getting really close to having 150. So I think Zelot is about to send it once more. Once again, we need some more medics in the front. Soak up those hits. We need some spider mines. We need E-base, barracks. Everything need to be floating in front. If Light can hold, let's say he has a monster hold here and only goes down to like 130 supply, he could quickly move over towards the right side and knock down that base. Here we go. Full on send. There's no Dark Swarm. It's just Hydras and Queens. But is there an EMP? He needs an EMP. EMP would be clutch here. EMP! Oh, he hit the EMP! I can't believe it! Light actually might be able to hold this. He hit basically every queen. There's still so many Goliaths, or not Goliaths, so many Hydras here, but look at this! Terran actually holds the attack. Hydras on the left side, is there enough to bully the rally point? No, oh my god, those 3 tanks out of nowhere just blasted 6 Hydras. Oh, he didn't use all of his queens? Broodling. Oh, those 3 tanks are gone. Those 4 tanks are gone. Okay, those queens right there, those 7 queens that got rid of those 7 tanks actually clutched it. If those 7 queens didn't exist, I think Light would have held, could have gotten bottom right. But now that he's been reset back down to 110 supply, I don't think he's confident enough to try and take bottom right or make an attack. Yeah, he's building a command center now, but he knows he definitely can't move. Now, you know what I would like to see? I would like to see Zelot just build a ton of Lings. He knows that this guy's building pure tank and Goliath. None of those units are good versus Lings. And I would like to see a Dark Swarm. There's no Nidus. I mean, it's not like Zelot is broke. There's no Defiler Mount. It's not like Zelot is broke. It's not like he can't afford to build Defiler Mount and Ultras and Lings or anything. I can't believe that Light is not out of this game. How does he do it, man? And once again, he's in the center where he can build mass turrets. There's no, is he pushing? There's no way. 180 supply versus 130. Remember, there's like 15 queens out on the map with no energy, so subtract like 30 supply. That means it's like 150 versus 140. I don't know about attacking this base. Like, this base has been running for so long, I feel like it's kind of pointless to attack this one. I realize there are macro hatches there, but I don't think this is this the important base to attack? Well, he's going to. I guess he can knock it down. I guess it will trigger an attack. I would like Zerg to just counter, just like Air did, or tried to do on Radeon. How do we even get to this? Okay, he has drops. Well, he saved some of them, so the fact that he saved some of them means that killing this, yeah, he backs off. I think that's a smart move. This is not an important base. If he can just save the drones. If Light lands another EMP, he can win this game. I'm looking at the mining at mid-left. That base is not saturated. The main of top left is not saturated either. Okay, a drop at bottom middle. That's crippling. It's going to put Light back onto basically one base mining. Queens, where are they? I heard some parasites go off, but... Okay, that one has energy. That one has energy. Okay, it doesn't look like anything got EMP'd. But the natural... Yeah, look, there's really not that much great mining at the top left. He's going to lose his main, dude. There's 7 queens. How many tanks are there? 10? 10, maybe? Yeah, 10 tanks. Broodling. Okay, there's 2 tanks on. Oh, there's so many. I take that back. There's so many broodlings here. Goodbye, tank. Goodbye, tank. All of them are going to die, and that means that all that's left are Goliaths, and Goliaths are not going to win this battle. And finally, we see Light. He's going to fall here in game 2. This was an insane effort from him. I can't believe that he was dead. There's just no other way to say it. He was dead from the beginning. He turns it into a 30-minute game. Okay, well, I guess he's not dead. He's got it bottom right running. Bottom middle's running also. What am I watching? Oh. How does this guy not die? I thought... Wasn't there a drop at bottom middle a moment ago? Didn't I watch the Hydras clear out that command center? How does this still exist? Zelot is still not effectively mining his mid-left base. He is effectively mining mid-right, so he's still on like 4 base mining. But that top left base is not effectively mining, man. Light's tank count is pitiful right now. It's just 3. Those medics are still alive. Oh, big shot. Big shot. Okay. More Hydras and Broodlings coming from the top side. This has got to be it, right? It has to be. Oh, those guys are bugging out, by the way. There it is. Finally. Finally. Zelot takes him down. It is just unreal, man. You know, I knew that Light had impeccable defense, but I didn't know it was that good. I'm gonna let Cruiser know that we can do the next matchup, or the next one right here. But what I was going to say is, you know, I feel like anybody out there that's a Terran has been in games like that, where you're so far behind, and you know you have to camp. Like, you just know. But you scan Zerg, and they have 10 queens. You feel helpless, because you know that the queen's going to kill everything. But somehow, some way, Light's able to just irradiate them, EMP them, focus them down with Goliaths, use medics in the front to soak up hits. It's just crazy, man. I don't know how he does it. Either way, this is going to be the last game of the series. We've got Light in the top middle, Zelot in mid right. Absolutely crazy. If Zelot wins here, he'll be out in first place, and I don't think it's, you know, a sure thing that Light will get through the 2 Protoss players. Air played pretty damn well. Ssinz, we know he's a madman. He can do anything. So, hopefully Light can do it, man, because he's one of the strongest players in this tournament. But I'm also rooting for Zelot here. It would be nice to see a new face make it into the round of 16. Okay, 8 racks. Alright, Light has said, you know what, I've walled off. I played passive in the first 2 games. Now's the time that I'm just going to bring it to you. And Zelot, is he scouting quick? Is he scouting quickly? What is this? He's going to go bottom middle, because Overlord's going top middle, so he's not going to find this racks first. What? He's going top middle. Why would you go top middle and also send your Overlord that direction? What am I watching? Is this a hidden hatch? What is this? It's got to be a hidden hatch, right? Okay. I don't even know what to say. I will tell you with 100% certainty. I have never in my life seen this particular scenario. It's a hidden hatchery. It's a 12 hatch. But he's facing off versus an 8 racks. How do you defend this as Zerg? How do you defend this? I don't think mid-right's getting found. Whoa, what is this? He saw that there's no hatch, so he thinks that this guy's probably 12 pooling, which means that he's not going to attack with the Marines. Well, wait a minute. Now Light's like, well, dude, if you don't have a hatch in your main, where is it? This is too late. Yeah, it's too late of a pool for it to have been an overpool. But you know what this is going to do? That means that this hatch on the left side is going to have larva across the map. He could just go for Ling counterattack. I mean, this is dead. This is not going to... This is unsavable. But what Zelot could do is sunk in his main and Ling counterattack. This is weird. This is insane. I wonder what Light is thinking. Light is probably thinking there's no way this is this easy. But I would bet you money he's never had this situation either. Like, what the hell is this? He needs a bunker as natural. I think he just now built a bunker. I think he realizes, like, dude, okay, that's not a bunker. Okay, it's another rack. Yeah, he knows that there's a hidden hatch somewhere. This is so crazy. Well, yeah, he's like, where's your hatch, man? He goes bottom right, it's not there. He knows it's somewhere. I actually think where Zelot put it makes the most sense because it's in between both bases, so it's, it's a fast rush distance. If it was bottom right, it doesn't make any sense because if the guy's top middle, you're running a mile away. Same thing if you put it at top right, you're running a mile away to bottom left. So this is going to be the last hurrah here from Zelot. There's 4 Marines. There's an SCV in the front. Terran's 1 basing, by the way, with a 2 racks Marine medic build. And Terran turned around his Marines. This could not have gone worse. Every single Marine survived. It's a 2 racks. And there's Marine medic, and you have a proxy hatch. Zerg has no lair, has no speed, has no anything. I actually wouldn't even mind. I wouldn't even hate it if Zelot just GG'd right now. Oh, does he have speed? Okay, I guess he does have speed, but as soon as Firebats come out, this game's over. So he surprisingly needs to attack right now. Drone cycle, dude, you can't drone. You can't drone. There's no way on earth this is surviving with a drone cycle. So, that's gonna die. I like how he didn't show all the Lings, so maybe there's a world where he can get full on surrounded. I don't think Stim is done. Okay, it is done. And with Stim being done, that means that this hatchery is done. All he needs is 1 Marine behind the depots, 1 medic with a Firebat at the wall, and there's no chance of Zelot making a counterattack work. This is going to be an engage. Okay, that was a good surround attempt. That actually went way better than I thought, but there's still 6 units here that can deal damage. Firebat stim in. This is going to be a dead drone line. This is going to be a dead hatch. I saw that the lair was building, right? So he is going to try and play this out, but with Firebats at the front, you're not going to be able to make a counterattack work. Worker count is somewhat low for Terran, but not that low. 23 to 13. Okay, well, Spire's almost done. I guess there is a world where 1 gas Spire could work versus a 2 racks play. He's just going to leave that. There's no turrets just yet. I don't think Light was expecting the Spire to already be done. So actually this game is going to go on because I can't imagine a Marine medic timing working right now. He's going to stem back to his base, trying to get into position. He has a lot of Marines though, actually. I think he can just move out, can't he? This is a lot of Marines. I mean, look at it. It looks like even more than one group. So tons of Marines, tons of medics here. Also, he's got fire bats. So like anytime Zelot loses track of the fire bats, they can just stem into the main and just kill everything. 3 mutas, that's not going to be enough, man. I think that this is going to be it. There's no sunken. All Zelot can do is counter. I think this is a really smart move. Those larvas that were not taken down actually are going to be useful here. Marine. Well, okay, if you can get rid of the medics. Well, here we go. Fire bats, they're going to kill everything. Marines, they cannot be contested. There's way too many of them. There's only 6 mutas. One of them's heavily damaged. And this should be GG unless there's some type of miraculous hold. Okay, Patria's died. Yeah, there's no chance. Oh, 2 mutas fall. Oh, all the mutas fall. Goodbye. And that means that Light, he is going to win the series 2-1. That means Zelot is going to be moving on into the Deciders match. He's not out of it just yet. So well done from Light. Still can't believe he ended up winning that game 1. And also having that clutch defense in game 2. But well done for him. He's going to be the first Terran into the round of 16. All right, we are now going to be going into our losers match. It's going to be ENG versus Ssinz, the PvP. We haven't seen it. Well, actually, we did see PvP in the finals of Season 2, but we haven't seen a PvP since then. Or, we haven't seen many PvPs before then. I think actually the last one I saw was actually starring Ssinz. It was Ssinz versus Snow, and well, didn't go very well for Ssinz. Curious how it will go this time versus ENG, though, so let's get into it. Okay, so in the top side of Apocalypse, we've got ENG, and in the bottom left, we've got Ssinz. Now I'm trying to think back to those games of Ssinz versus Snow. Of course, there's the one that I remember very fondly, which is the retro game where the Reavers got into the natural and blew up every single probe that Ssinz had. I think he had, you know, just like 6 over. He was able to transfer back to his main. Pretty much every single one got blown up, and it put Ssinz mega all in. But before that, actually the game was, you know, not necessarily even. I think Snow was still winning, but, you know, it was somewhat close. So I wonder how ENG will stack up versus a guy that can play super aggro, can also play pretty standard. It is Apocalypse, you know. Actually, I thought we may see Ssinz try and proxy here, you know, actually at like another main or another natural or something, and, you know, try and go for a 50-50 gamble that he gets the right position. But not going to be the case. I will point out, though, that that gateway is already weirdly placed, and okay, for a moment, I thought we were going to see a 12 Nexus. But it's not going to be the case. It ended up just being a 9-gate versus a 10-gate. And he's cutting workers, so it's going to be a double 9-gate. How does this work out on a map like Apocalypse? It's pretty far rush distance, actually. There's also the choke. ENG will be able to use that to his advantage at some point. And, of course, this is going to be a massive advantage for him. He's going to get the first scout, see that it's a double gate, and see that this gateway is so quick, he must have double 9-gated. But how often do you actually hit this on the ladder is the question to me, because I don't remember the last time I saw a double 9-gate in my main. That's pretty weird. So in response, ER's got his second gateway coming down. He doesn't even have to build an additional pylon. You know, he scouted so quickly that that's not the third pylon, that's the second pylon, so he's able to put it in the right position. Already, I'm really loving ER's position right now. If he gets the battery, how does Ssinz transition out of this? ER is already up 2 workers. He's already got his gas. He's already spent the money on the gas. He's just not mining it. Yes, he's going to spend 100 minerals here for the battery. Who cares, though? I mean, this is a massive advantage. He just has to not take crippling losses. And we're getting the answer to the question of how long does it take these Zealots to get across the map? And the answer is quite a long time. The second Zealot's already out, man. This already feels like a disaster build order from Ssinz. I could be wrong. Maybe this will start leading to some kills. But I'd have to say that I'm kind of weirded out on him pulling this out on this map, because unlike other positions or unlike other maps like Radion, Citadel, where you can do manor pylons and, you know, wall in probes, you really can't even do that on this map. Now, okay, he already got 1 probe. Can he get... Okay, he got 2. He got 3. Okay, I was about to say what you're really looking for is something like 2 kills. Now he's gotten 3. All of a sudden, he's up 3 workers. How did this happen? Ssinz still not mining gas, or still hasn't taken his gas. ER still not mining gas. There's now 5 Zealots out for ER, but these minerals are kind of hard to micro around. Okay, this will be the engagement that he wants, 5 versus 3. Somehow another Zealot sneaks into the mineral line. This is really good control from Ssinz. I guess it pays off when you play all ins all the time. You can micro like a god like this. But he finally gets cut off and loses a ton of Zealots. That is huge losses. In fact, he could probably counter, just send these 5 Zealots across the map and leave 2 to defend versus this. And that's exactly what he's doing. There he goes. He's sending across the map. Micro battle. Who's going to win? Ssinz going to win that battle. Uh-oh. Really good focus fire from Ssinz. Really good stutter step micro. I think that's Cybernetics going down at the top. ER is down 4 workers now. Oh, no. He cannot lose this Zealot also. This is getting bad. Actually, those Zealots turned around. Oh my gosh. How did this happen? Another probe dies. This is game-ending damage. This is actually game-ending damage. In Ssinz's main, he started to mine gas. I don't know what he has at his natural. Cannon, gate, or battery, I don't know. But either way, he is massively ahead now. What do you do as ER? You can't even counter now. Yeah, there's 6 Zealots. You can't even counter. Ssinz gonna put down a battery if he needs, which I don't think he needs, by the way. Okay, maybe 6 versus 9 he might need this, but either way, ER better win the game with his attack, otherwise he's in big time trouble. Okay, there's 7 here, plus 2. You also got to keep in mind that Ssinz's Zealots are full health, whereas ER has been damaged. Yeah, that one right there doesn't even have health at all. Okay, it goes down immediately. So now it's... Well, I don't know what Ssinz is doing. Why is he fighting 6 versus... Okay, I think he was baiting him in is what he was trying to do, but... well... Okay, it looks like Ssinz is still going to win the battle, but this is... Well, is he? What is going on? Why did Ssinz only use half of his army? Now there's even army count, but the Zealots are more weak on Ssinz's side. Oh, maybe not. Maybe they're not more weakened. Okay, that 1 Zealot shot may be the difference maker. Goodbye. And with that being held, I think Ssinz has done it, has he not? He's up 7 workers. He's going to have a leftover Zealot, a leftover Goon. He's also got 3 gates, by the way. I can see ER has 3 gates himself, but obviously rally point advantage for Ssinz is massive. And he can expand behind this. He's got enough money to support 3 gateways while expanding. Also, you got to consider, Air has not gotten in the main, really. For all he knows, this could be Citadel. This could be Robo. You know, it could be anything. Just because Ssinz has built a pylon at the natural, you would think that that would mean that it's a Nexus. But Ssinz is a sneaky player. Like, I don't think showing a pylon means anything. Now, Air in response, I see he has spent all of his gas. I see a smaller building has gone down. I think that's a Robo. Yeah, it's a Robo. But he's just behind, man. He's down a Nexus. I don't see how he's going to have the Reaver be impactful at a time before Ssinz has gotten, you know, his econ fully kicked in, before he has a Robo himself. Surprisingly, Ssinz is on the move. I guess something to also consider is Ssinz also doesn't have vision of what Air had been doing, so it could also be DT, which is why you see he's gone into a Forge. Well, he's got a Forge, but he's not using it, so I'm not sure exactly what he's waiting for. If it had been a weirdly timed DT play, Ssinz also would have lost. Air's starting to recover his worker count. He's up to 29 on just one base, so he definitely needs to get a Nexus at some point. But here we go. Ssinz has had enough of this game. He's leading the charge with the 2 Zealots. I think he has a goon advantage, does he not? It's 9 versus 8 right now. A good focus fire on both sides, actually, but it looks like Ssinz has just barely got too many Dragoons. Luckily, Zealots are going to try and save the day. They don't have the range. That one that got immediately killed off. Okay, and Ssinz is probably just going to sit here and deny the Nexus, which is all he needs to do. Deny the Nexus. Make sure that this guy can't get a natural, and just lit his lead compound with his own Nexus. Can he range the Robo from here? Oh my, he can, which means anything that pops out of it, whether it dies, doesn't really matter. It's just free damage. That Robo's dead. I think we're going to see GG immediately once that Robo dies. Okay, we're not going to see it immediately, but what's our win condition now? We don't have any tech, man. Is he just going to put down another gate? Going to lose the pylon also? Man, this is a feels bad game for Air. Like, I really do think he had the build order advantage. He was up workers. He had 2 Zealots by the time the first Zealot got out, or got into his base. He had the surround potential coming with Zealots from the back, from the left side of the mineral patches towards the right side, with the Zealots swooping around from the bottom. But for whatever reason, the micro was just too good from Ssinz. Abused the AI, and Ssinz is just gonna get an easy victory here. There's no chance of this working. It's 3 gate versus 3 gate. More goons. Zealots are slow. They don't even have speed. Yeah, this is gonna be a massacre. There go all the Zealots. War reinforcement's going to save the day for Ssinz. And this has got to be it. Yep, there we go. GG. That puts a point on the board for Team Ssinz. He'll be 1 game away from moving into the Deciders match. And if you're Air here, you got to start questioning, like, dude, what? How did I mess that up? It wasn't even proxy gates in the center, and I still couldn't stop a 2 gate. So actually, I think Ssinz should consider proxy gating in the center and just trying to win with a 2 gate. It's Radeon, so we can definitely see it. Let's get into game 2. Okay, so in the top right, 1 game away from making it to the Deciders match, we've got Ssinz. And in the bottom left, in the green, we've got Air. I really do think that this is a proxy gate game. The way he was able to just micro and easily win, that's what I would do at least. He got there in time before the first 2 Zealots could potentially hold the ramp. So I think the chance of Zealots getting in is really high. I'm thinking back to BSL where we saw, I think it was Misters playing versus someone, and Misters just proxy gated, like 2 gated every game, and the opponent just couldn't stop it. And based on what I saw last game, I mean, he had the perfect build order, saw it coming from a mile away, and couldn't stop it, so why not try it again? Instead, it's another weirdly positioned pylon. I am not sure if this pylon is in range to put gateways on the low ground. Yeah, it's not going to be on the low ground. Instead, it's just going to be in the main. And Air, once again, he's going to 10 gate. Ssinz is 9 gating. Weird. And what is this scout path? Why is there a double scout? Look at this. Cross spawn. He's going to find Air first. And there's a second probe going out. I really think that the second probe going out... Whoa, wait a minute. It's not turning around. I thought it was going to turn around. I thought he was trying to scout fast to see if he should do a double gate in his main. But with it being cross spawn now... Wait, did Air see that? Did he see that probe? He must have. Okay, and look at this. Look what it's done. Sending that single probe out triggers a double gate. And Air, well, now, is that another probe that got sent out in Ssinz's base? What is going on? There's 3 probes out in the map. I don't think Ssinz knows what he really wants to do. He wasn't expecting to get his second probe scouted. Maybe it was a misrally. But this build order is all over the place. Air, even though I'm not a big fan of 2-gate cross map, because of all the lost mining time with these probes, I actually think it's fine. He could just rally 2-gate across the map and probably get some damage done. Cybernetics. Okay. And Air, he's only at 18 supply. That means that he's only built 1 additional Zealot. I don't know what to think about this. He's floating a lot of resources that he just spent money on his cybernetics, but he's still at just 20 supply. Why is he saving this money? Am I missing something? Is he gonna go into Nexus? He hasn't been supply blocked. That's the thing. Like, he's not supply blocked, he's just not spending his 200 minerals. Okay. He built something, canceled, and built something. This is a weird game. Good micro so far from Ssinz and Air to keep both of their workers alive. Worker count is even. Zealot count also even. What is it, 1 to 1? Air has slightly more gas. I guess he hasn't researched range until just now. And now we finally see additional Zealots for Ssinz, or not Ssinz, for Air. Something just got built, but I didn't see any gas get spent. And the probe gets pushed out. I think the probe got pushed out fast enough. This could be a cancel. Oh, I can see that he did. Is his cybernetics not spinning? I didn't see it spinning. Yeah, it's not spinning. Citadel it. Go Citadel, man. Okay, Robo. Alright, well, that's also fine. Of course, Ssinz is going to have range advantage here. I don't think he canceled it himself. But he's going to have to be cautious here, because when he comes in and sees that this guy has no range, he's probably going to be thinking that this guy went DT. Now look at how much better Ssinz's build is. He has range advantage. He has the same robo timing. And I think he's only down 1 goon. So he's really not even down anything. Yes, there's Zealot advantage for Air, but who cares? They're so slow. You also have ramp advantage for Ssinz to just fall back on. I really do think Ssinz is at a pretty big advantage right now. Now Air, because he hasn't spent all that money on the range, well, as I say that, he's just now spent it. I was going to say he could potentially go into a fast Nexus, but I think that is a dangerous follow-up. I don't know how this probe got in. It gets in and gets a full scout off, which is amazing. It's got to be observer. Yeah, it has to be observatory, and that means that that Air over here, he can go straight Reaver if he wants. That's what I would do. Okay, exactly. There we go. Straight Reaver. He can use that straight Reaver to his advantage, put down a faster Nexus, because he knows the Reaver is going to be popping out relatively soon. Now, how is Ssinz going to follow up? I actually think he's just going to take a Nexus himself, and we're going to get into a normal game. But with Ssinz, you never really know. I was not expecting to see a 3-gate last game. The way that probe is positioned, it looks to me like it's going to be another gateway. Oh, what's this? Hidden Citadel. I didn't even see that. Okay. It's going to be a DT drop? Now, you don't really see that often in PvP. Every now and then you do. 4-gate, maybe? Is it going to be a 4th gate? One thing I will say about Ssinz that I've noticed in his PvPs is that he does build a lot of probes on one base. You know, when you watch other players like Snow or Bisu or whoever, they play something along the lines of like 25 probes, and they just go like 3-gate, 2-gate Nexus. But with 30 probes, you can afford 4-gate. And the way this probe is positioned, it looks like it could be potentially 5-gate. But I can tell you, as someone that loves to play 4-gate Goon Speed Zealot, you cannot afford 5-gate on one base. That's not a thing. So if he's able to afford 5-gate here, I'm going to need to analyze this replay. Now we've got Air on the move. And Air's got a really killer army. But without having the Observer, that means that the DTs will be able to hold the line. Where are those DTs though? There's also no shuttle out, by the way. So Ssinz can't just immediately counter right now. I bet you Air is wondering what the hell is going on. Why does this guy have so many Zealots? Oh! Really good shot onto the Zealots! He lost the shuttle, which means that Reaver's dead. Now he's going to see that this guy went double tech, Robo DT. But I feel like Air's in a good position. He's up workers. He's got a Nexus coming. Yes, he lost his Reaver, but at least the Reaver traded pretty well. Like, it took down a lot of the Zealots, and the Observer's going to be out in just a moment. Ssinz is really going to have to try and do some damage somewhere. I see a white dot. Is that an Observer in Air's main? What is that dot at the top? I mean, I guess it's an Observer. It can't be anything else, right? It can't possibly be Proxy Pylon. Yeah, okay, it's an Observer. So the onus here is on Ssinz to get some damage done. Unfortunately for Air, he has no vision on the top side of his base. He's now going to get some vision as the DTs unload. Oh, actually, there's an Observer in that army, right? Right with the goons. I can see it. Oh, perfect. Oh, this is perfect. Gets that. Now that one DT did sneak off, but I think he saw it. Oh, and there's already an Observer here and cannons. This is an unimaginable lead for Air. How the hell does Ssinz recover from this? Down 10 workers, cannon in both the main and the natural, already Reaver tech, already Observer tech for Air, no Nexus for Ssinz. What the heck can Ssinz do here? He's gone into Reaver DT. I thought he might go into Templars. But maybe, I guess, Reavers are a little bit cheaper? In theory? That DT is waiting for its moment, but I mean, what can you snipe other than pylons? Damn, Air is crushing it. He doesn't know that he's crushing it right now, but when he spots that this guy doesn't have a Nexus, all Air has to do is sit back, let his Reaver count compound, let his production kick in. He's on, what, 5-gate, 4-gate? Yes, it's 4-gate versus 4-gate, but I don't think you can support 4-gate plus Reaver on Ssinz side of the map. It's just impossible. That DT's gonna get taken down. It got 0 kill. Okay, it got 1. I guess it killed a goon or a probe on the way out. That is a big shot right there. Oh, can't lose the shuttle. Okay, well, he lost and he's gonna lose the Reaver, but Ssinz is also gonna lose a lot here. Oh, wow, that's double Reaver. Oh, what is Air's goons doing? Why are they running behind the minerals? Zealots are leading the charge. The shuttle gets taken down, but there's 2 Reavers here. So much health on these Zealots also. They're really tanky. Oh, he got a big shot on that cannon, plus some probes. Those goons are dying. What? Ssinz, how? Is he gonna win here? These goons can't engage. Okay, he got one of the Reavers, so actually they can engage. But there's still 2 goons left over. There's still, okay, there's more than 2 goons left over. There's 5 goons left over, plus the Reaver. The goons can just run in and pop this Reaver, which means that the Reaver at the top has free reign now. He doesn't have to worry about the okay, well, Ssinz, what are you doing? You gotta fire. He's probably out of scarabs, right? That's why he's running away. He didn't shoot that goon. I think air's gonna hold here, just barely though. Absolutely just barely. There's, of course, the rush distance is huge. So it's gonna take a long time for those 4 goons to get across the map. But this was really good damage for Ssinz. He's still not even, that's for sure. You can see that reflected in supply. Up 16 is air. Nexus is just now started for Ssinz. Also, air is still up 8 workers, so that's obviously a massive advantage. But the fact that he didn't just die there means he's still in a great spot. Also got to keep in mind, because Ssinz has had so many workers mining on his one base, look at how low those minerals are. I would say there's probably just a few hundred minerals left on each one. So he's going to get his Nexus up at the natural, but how long is he going to be really running on 2 bases? Probably not very long. Probably needs to have another big engagement to go his way before he can feel comfortable taking another Nexus. I don't think he can like take that win and then immediately double expand. I don't think he did enough damage to do that. This is a weird game. Once again, we've got another tech switch. This time it's going to be Templars with Storm. So he's gone into DT drop. He went into double Reaver with a shuttle. Then he's going into Templars here. So he's gotten every single tech. He's got to get Storm also while he's been building a ton of Dragoons. This is a weird follow-up, to say the least. What is that, 8 Dragoons? Small move out from Ssinz. He's building more gates, but like I said, he's so low on minerals in his main. I don't think he can afford these gateways. I actually would have preferred that he only built one, and then try and saved up for another Nexus, or saved up for another Reaver. But either way, here we go. Once again, needs a Storm. Storm! Really good Storm on top of the Dragoons. What? The Zealots killed a Reaver. How did that happen? All of the Reavers have died. Did Ssinz use all of his Storms? I think Ssinz is actually going to push this back. Just barely going to have enough here. Man, both players having some questionable engagements. This time around, it was Air botching his shuttle and Reaver play. Last time, it was him botching his Dragoon movement into the shuttles. But that's going to give Ssinz some time to start building up an army. Even though he's down 20 still. What is that now? Is that a forge? What is that? Okay, it's a forge. I was like, don't tell me it's a Stargate. We can't go into every single tech on one base. What's that? Okay, Zealots with speed have been shown, so he's also gotten that upgrade. I actually think that's a very worthwhile upgrade. Zealots build faster, they're cheaper than Dragoons, they're cheaper than Reavers. That was definitely worthwhile to get, because Zealots are just dead supply at this point in the game unless you have speed. We've got a single Reaver move out, and I remember there was a green dot on the map a moment ago, but it's gone. So maybe he got a glimpse of the army. But either way, if he drops right now, this is going to be a sick timing. Yep. Oh, this is beautiful. And there's so many probes here, dude. There's so many. Please connect. Don't dud. Don't twice dud. Oh, come on. Is there no justice in this world? At least he forces a full probe pull. So that's still going to be, hundreds of minerals lost. But he doesn't get any connections. If he had gotten connections there, I think that would have put Ssinz all in. Probably would have just gone for the Hail Mary counter and try and win the game. But either way, he's still in a really dire predicament. He's got a massive army, man. Like, just looking at the minimap compared to the smallish green blob at the rally point, it looks like an advantage for Ssinz, but as I see more reinforcements pour out, I guess it's not. There's a lot of Zealots here, 2 Reavers, lots of goons, no Storm for air though. Okay, he's got his Templar Archive. Would love to see him spend some of his gas. Whether he gets it for Storm or just Archons would be fantastic. But either way, Ssinz is now on a clock here. He needs to get another Nexus pretty soon because the third base is up for air. Transferring workers over there right now. Ssinz spots it. And this is probably going to trigger an attack. Yep, here we go. Ssinz knows that he's got to do something about this. Cannot just let air get another base up. At least this Nexus is much better timed than the other one. Now, hopefully air can get some connections with his Reavers. Because so far, the Reavers have not been doing him justice this game. Now, that's going to be a huge influx of money if those all go to the third base. Mind out in the main now is air. He's going to go back onto 2 bases with his third base up. Ssinz still on like 1.5, maybe like 1.25. Still down 8 workers. He hasn't built the probe in like 8 minutes. Oh, are we going? I don't think, yeah, you can't go, man. You gotta wait for your storms at least. What's that over on the left side? Okay, there's an Archon. I don't think Ssinz can engage. I think his best course of action, in fact, is to get a shuttle and storm drop the natural. Okay, that was a good storm. That did a lot of damage. Also did damage to the shuttle, which is critical. But I still think the move is the shuttle drop at the natural. I think that's the play here. I don't know how Ssinz has recovered his supply. As I say that, though, Erik just shot up to 13 advantage. But it was within 3. Big transfer for Ssinz, so he's going to have a big influx of money. And now we're going 2 base versus 2 base. And at this point, I still like Air's position a little bit better, but, you know, Ssinz has definitely brought it back, that's for sure. And now he's got arc advantage. He's got, I guess that's not vision advantage, but it's going to be hard for Air to just move into Storm, that's for sure. As I say that, I see a drop is going towards the third base. That's going to... it's going off right now. It looks like it was the Reaver drop. Don't think he got any... Well, he did get some kills. I see that the probe count went from 38 to 34. Did it die? I don't see it on the map anymore. Did his shuttle really die? How? How does it die to a cannon? Oh my gosh. So, not sure what was in. Okay, well that's why. He unloaded onto double cannon like that. Okay, so not sure what was lost, if those were 2 Reavers or just 1 Reaver, but Air definitely lost something expensive there. And with that taken off the map, you know, actually Ssinz could consider trying to take another base. He's up workers now. How did that happen? You can see +1 is kicked in for him. Curious what Air's upgrades are. He also had a quick forge, so he could definitely have +2. But no move outs from Air is kind of interesting. Like, I realize he's just macroing up right now, but he has vision. He knows that the Templars backed off, and there's still no movement at all. I guess he's really trying to just nail his macro, make sure that he doesn't botch something, you know, doesn't miss a cycle, and just gets out as much stuff as possible. And I don't know if Ssinz is, like, actually controlling this army, or if this is just patrol, or what this is, but... Okay, well... Not sure what this movement is. This movement is quite weird, like... going back and... Okay, there we go. Storm drop. Totally missed it. Surprised that actually the Air's the one that did that. And he got a lot of probes. He got... What was it? It goes from 40 to 27. And actually, this could have been a gift to Ssinz, because this could trigger him to just go all out on units. He's almost maxed. And then just try and send everything. Okay, +2 is kicked in for Ssinz. That's obviously a big power spike. That shuttle is not going to get taken down. And actually, Ssinz is going to try and build up his probe count. You can see he's already built 1 more. He's got a huge army. Not built... Okay, maybe he's not. Maybe he is just going to max out on 29 probes and just go for it. Another drop at mid-right. Remember, there's double cannon there. Looks like, yes, he got more probes with that storm. Down to 23. So the storm harassment has really done work. But I'm getting worried that what this has really done is just allow Ssinz to max out with no probes. It may just go for an overwhelming, kill here. Kind of like what we saw in Snow versus Best last season on Blitz, where Best was just behind the whole game, lower probe count. I will say better unit comp. I think Snow was trolling with his unit comp with just Goon Reaver, and was able to take the game because he just had a better comp and more supply. He's unloading to check the energy. I mean, even getting these 3 probes is good. That's just free damage. It's 150 minerals down the drain. Okay, who's going to win this battle? I was going to say I think that the 3 Zealots are going to win, but... Okay, yeah, they still win. Alright, well, Air's maxed out. Ssinz is not maxed out yet. Okay, he's... What is Air doing? Like, does he think he can't get out? That's why he's, like, shuttling over a probe to bottom right and top left and stuff? I mean, look at his comp. This is a killer comp. He's got 7 Archons. He's got 2 Reavers. He's got Storm. I feel like he can win a fight for sure. Okay, that is a lot of Archons from Ssinz's side of the army. Oh, that is a fantastic Storm. Hits a lot of the Dragoons already. Where are the Storms for Air? Okay, there's some finally, but he's hitting Archons. Are those really the units you want to hit? Supplies are melting for both sides. Actually, it went down really fast for Air, but now he's starting to catch up. But okay, I take that back. 4 Archons still survive for Ssinz. He's up 20 supply. He's down 7 workers. So it's like he's almost up 30 supply in army. Not willing to commit, though. Not just yet. Well, he needs to do something, because if he just sits here, Air's gonna rebuild his Archons. Air has a decent chunk of gas. He can start rebuilding Archons for sure. There's another drop at the 3rd base, by the way. More probes ended up dying. We can see it on the mini-map. So Ssinz, once again, has had his econ reset once more. Looks like the shuttle died, so those Templars are also going to die at the same time. So that's a nice win for him. He's going to get rid of those. Won't have to worry about the drop as much. Also, I think Air lost his Reavers, so that's going to take a long time for him to rebuild. But something to also point out is, remember, Air took his natural much earlier, so he's about to be mined out in his nat, and then he's actually going to be the one on 1 base mining versus technically 2 base Ssinz, even though his worker count is really low. Has Ssinz really done it here? With 30 workers for the majority of the game, he's going to win this game? I guess supplies are definitely close. Erik can still win a battle, but I think the comp is just too good. I think Ssinz's comp is just better, and the storms that he laid last time, if he can mimic those, he's probably going to win the next battle. Hopefully Air doesn't storm Archons. I don't think that's the most effective usage of your storm. Yeah, we've just got Ssinz still patrolling through the center here, waiting for his moment to strike. It's literally dead even supply, even workers, even army. Even the minerals and gas are almost even. I mean, how did we get to this state? The one thing that I can see on the scoreboard that's not even is 450 APM from Ssinz. Damn, he's on fire on that keyboard, man. That's a lot of Archons. Are those backup Archons? The thing is I don't think Ssinz has to attack anymore. He knows that this guy's going to mine out his natural way faster than he mines out his own. So if he just keeps patrolling like this, he's going to have a better arc. better econ, and slowly but surely take the game. We can see +3 weapon is kicked in for Air. I think it also kicked in for Ssinz, so even upgrades still for both. Right, here we go, the massive engagement. Okay, that's a better storm for Air right there. That's a whiff at the left side, though. Ssinz getting clutch storms on top of those Dragoons. The Archons have all died for Air. They're completely gone, so there's tons of Archons still left over for Ssinz. Plus Maskoons, plus Zealots. Is this the killing blow? Supplies are plummeting for Air, down to just 90. Okay, I guess those Reavers have had some clutch shots. Zealots trying to reinforce, but there's still so many goons left over. Oh, the Archon dealt with that Zealot real quick. Archon's gonna die on Ssinz's side. Oh, he needs to get rid of that Archon, man. That Archon's hitting really hard. It's like 39 damage a pop. Okay, there goes it. But look at the supplies. It's 90 to 66. Air cannot replenish his army like Ssinz can. Even though they have dead even workers, there's better eco on Ssinz's side of the map. And you know Air is desperate when the rally was just Zealots. I can't believe that Ssinz is going to win this game. I cannot believe it. Whose unit was that? I think that's Air's Archon, so he is up an upgrade. But the upgrade doesn't matter. The comp is just way too good on Ssinz's side. These Zealots are all going to get caught. Well, no, they're not. I guess they're just going to waltz on by. We got the Forest Gump Zealot. See you later. They just running. I think we're basically moments away from seeing the GG. Like, Zealots are not going to win this. In fact, all Ssinz needs to do is get like 2 Archons, and he's just gonna mow down these Zealots. They're like basically dead supply. It is always so funny to me to watch Ssinz play as he all-ins and it doesn't work, but then he transitions into the mid-game and you can see that he's like mined out his natural, but it's gonna line up right when his 4th base comes out, so he's gonna transfer over there and it's gonna be basically like he's just on 2 base mining still. Like everything just lines up. Well, Air dude, you've got to get out on the map, man. Like, I realize he doesn't know that Ssinz has taken top middle, but he should at least know that Ssinz has had, you know, 2 bases running for longer now because his own natural mined out quicker. So he needs to do something, but he's just sitting here. There's the Archons that I was talking about, and they're going to be packing such a punch. Okay, now he's going to expand. Okay, I like this. He's you know, at least, oh my gosh, I don't like this. Now his 3rd base is already mined out. So it's still going to be 1 base. That's the only reason he's taking it, is because he's mined out his 3rd base. Another storm drop. Doesn't get much. And he lost the shuttle. That hurts. 200 minerals right there, plus at least 50 more from the Templar. And the 150 gas. It's a huge loss. Zealot spotted bottom middle. Now Ssinz know that this guy is trying to take a 4th base himself. We can't allow that. I like the DT mix in here. If there's potentially no observer in Ssinz's army, maybe this DT can do work. Oh, he stormed the observer. Does he kill it? He got it, actually. The DT needs to do some heavy damage, though. Okay, that's not going to be enough. Even though there is no detection, this Cape Boy that does 40 damage is not going to be able to take down the army. And Ssinz, from an impossible situation, not only did he win game 1, he wins game 2 here. Absolutely incredible that he was able to bring it back. I thought for sure Air had a massive advantage, but not able to transition it. You know, I haven't seen Air play, you know, in years, so maybe he's just a little bit rusty, and I look forward to seeing him in the next season. He put up a good fight, though, and of course his game versus Light was also a pretty good fight, so should find solace in that. But we're going to be going into our deciders match now. It's going to be Ssinz versus Zelot, so it's going to be a rematch. Okay, and in the top left, we've got Ssinz. Meanwhile, in the bottom right, we do have our Zerg. It's Zelot. Now, we just saw Zelot with that insane build versus Light. You know, I wouldn't actually hate to see something crazy like that here versus Ssinz. You know, you're playing a Maniac. And Zelot can play some wild builds also. And you know, clearly he's practiced wild builds because that was definitely calculated versus Light. I think out of all the Terrans to play that versus, Light is the one that you want to do it the least. I think versus someone like Royal, you know, maybe you could catch him off guard, like not read the situation correctly. But Light, I mean, he's an encyclopedia of Terran. There's a reason that all the Terrans look to him for guidance. Now this probe, interesting scout pattern. Gonna avoid the Overlord. But what does this mean? You know, normally I was gonna say this is gonna be for the hatchery block, but I don't think so. I think that this is going to be a hidden probe. Well, wait a minute. Okay. Wait. What? I'm weirded out by this scout. Okay, I get it now. He's gonna hide this probe over here. He's gonna act like this is the one that just came in vision of the Overlord. So when this guy comes over here to build the third hatch, he's not gonna be able to put it down. Now, I've seen players like Snow do something a little similar to this, but they don't send the probe this quickly. But now Zelot is pretty screwed, to say the least, because the drone has already taken a shot. Like, he cannot fight the probe one-on-one. He can't take his natural. And now, actually, this drone's gonna die, man. Oh, maybe it's not gonna die? Okay, actually, the drone got first shot off on that probe, so now he can get his natural. Get it. Get the natural. No. Not able to get it. And this was a 9-gate, I think, from Ssinz, so his Zelot is going to be moving across the map. But this is a disaster. Look, we've got 2 drones out on the map doing absolutely nothing. You also got to consider that the hatchery is how you're able to actually produce stuff. So every second lost here is potentially a larva loss. He's going to lose 2 drones. This is a disaster scenario. In Zelot's main, by the way, he has gas. He didn't build a hatchery in his main to start recovering some larva. So he is mega all in off of this. If you're Ssinz here, even I know that you got to build a forge, man. The only way that this guy can win is with an all-in. That's the only possible way. And Zelot has already spent 100 gas, so this has to be a mega all-in. Hopefully that is a forge. Please do not be a cybernetics. I see no gas in the main, so it can't be the cybernetics. Please do not move out. You know that this guy could only be all-inning. I guess the one thing is Ssinz never got into the main, so he doesn't know that Zelot actually built gas quickly. Double cannon shuts this down immediately. There's still no speed kicking in yet. Oh, okay, Ssinz knows. He knows that this is the only way I could lose, so he pulls probes preemptively, even though he's losing mining time here. Oh, well, he's gonna lose that Zelot, and he's gonna lose the bottom Zelot also. Okay, a second Zelot pops out, so that's nice. Does he hold? And he sent a Zelot across map. I cannot believe that he sent a Zelot across map. I thought that could have been a mistake. But the cannon completes, and that means that he is going to hold this. Now, I will say this. Zelot is not out of it because his lair is coming, but he has nothing to defend versus this Zelot here. And I don't think his lair is going to be completing anytime soon, so he can't build a spire. Oh, wow, is there a gap there? Into the main. Wow. Zelot spotted that the probes were slightly out of position, and he took that moment of opportunity to get in there. Gets 1 probe. He needs way more damage than this. Look at the worker count. It's 6 to 20. I don't care if you have a lair. If it's 6 to 20, What can you build off of six drones? Also, you got to consider when he builds the Spire, it's gonna put him down to 5 drones. So I like the cancel here. He's gonna go into Hydra Den. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. All right, cybernetics is basically done. Now remember, Ssinz saw the lair, so he thinks that it's probably going to be mutas. But we all know Zelot is a tricky player. I actually think the better play here is to go either like 3 or 4 gate goon with range, or get a fast Citadel with Templar. And the reason I say that is because when he got the Zealot in, he saw that this guy wasn't mining a lot of gas. So how many mutas can he actually build? But this is also Dark Origin, where you can kill the buildings in the back. This guy has a lair. He could have put down a Hydrogen and gone Lurkers. And if you go Corsair into Lurkers, I mean, you just have nothing. So, but at least versus Goons can beat mutas when they're in low numbers. And you're going to have range to deal with Lurkers as they try to burrow, right? So, you know, I can see that as a potential follow-up. Now, that Zealot got in and did see that this guy built a Hydrogen. And he saw that there are Hydras. So you can see he's now going to start building some gateways. He still doesn't know that it was a canceled lair. So there's no chance of Lurkers. It can only be Hydras with range and speed. But he at least knows that it's no longer mutas. Nexus is done. So that's going to be up and running. And Zealot, he needs to get a lot of damage done here. Killing the gateway is not going to be enough. Killing the forge, also not going to be enough. He needs to at least get rid of this natural. And even then, I don't think he's in a favorable position, because he's still so low eco, and Protoss is still going to have, you know, some gates there. That's what I'm talking about. He's going to mine out the back mineral patch, which is why I said that this guy needed to have more gates here. Unfortunately for Zealot, he sent a drone with a mineral in his hand, so it's going to be a little delayed, but not really. Zealot can win here. Okay, Ssinz suspects something's off. The attack never happened. Units are still sitting. Oh, he's out of range! No way! I don't think the pylon gets vision of that. I think it has to be completed for it to have vision. Dude, he doesn't know this is about to be mined out. This is the only way that Zealot can lose. Oh my gosh, he's seconds. Okay, maybe, does he actually see it? Okay, he's got a pylon in position like he does see it. Yes, he does see it. But he needs stuff on his high ground. That is a lot of Zealots. And then he needs cannons up here. Oh my gosh, is Zealot really going to steal this game? Is it possible that he can steal this game? I never saw Citadel. I don't think there's enough Hydras to win this battle, is there? What is Ssinz doing? Oh, he doesn't have a forge! He doesn't have a forge, so he can't build! He can't build cannons! Oh, is speed done? Oh, speed's done. Okay, Zealot has no chance of winning anymore. Hopefully he's got the Lurker upgrade, because that's the only way this could possibly work. I think Zealots can just run at him. Just run at him, man. At least get that. Oh no, he got this cannon picked. Why not try and fight there? You've got so many Zealots. You just go, dude. You see that there's not. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there is too much here. This is close. Zealot is trying to micro his heart out. He's of course mega all in here. Mega all in. He's streaming everything he has behind that base. That cannon gets popped, but he loses 2 Hydras in the process. Keep in mind, he doesn't have to build cannons this close. He just has to build cannons close enough that the Hydras can't, you know, all get up the ramp. Like, just having this amount of Hydras up the ramp is fine. It doesn't matter if 4 get up. This is definitely of doable. Okay, another set of Hydras get caught off. And Zelot got supply blocked by something. Obviously the Sarah, I mean, that's the only thing that could supply block him. So, big supply block coming in. And Ssinz, we saw it last season versus Shine. He doesn't have any Templars. He's got a ton of gas. He just has a billion Zealots. And actually, that's all he needs this game. You know, they're not the greatest versus Hydras, but he's got so many of them. This counterattack is probably going to end the game. Zelot really needs to sniff this out, because if all of these Zealots get across the map, which they have, by the way, and they've snuck past every single Overlord, he's going to lose his natural. Okay, well, Zelot can't turn around anymore. He's just got to counter and pray that he can hold. Yeah, well, I mean, he can't hold his main, but he's got to pray that he can. Hopefully he can lurker more for something. Yeah, that hatchery is dead. Zelot, you got to counter, dude. That's all you can do. Yeah, he doesn't even have his lair, so that's why he can't build lurkers. And that's exactly what he is going to do. He is going to counter. It's his only chance of winning. But there's way too many Zealots. Not just here, but also up here. Yeah. Okay, actually. Yeah, there's still too many. Alrighty, so that means that Ssinz, he's gotten redemption here. And he's now one game away from moving out of this group. Let's get into game 2 now. We haven't... I wonder what Zelot is going to pick as his map pick. Okay, I see he has picked Radion, and we've seen some really good ZVPs on here. We had Snow versus Shine, which was quite epic last season. So here's to hoping that we can get into a big macro game. Alrighty, so in the bottom right, one game away from getting his revenge, we've got Ssinz. And meanwhile, in the bottom left, he was bamboozled last game by the double probe. It's Zelot. Now, thinking back to the series versus Light, you know, this is potentially Zelot's last game. Do you risk it going for another crazy move like you did versus Light on Apocalypse? He can clearly do it because, like I said, I've never seen that build in a ZVT. A proxy hatch, then go pool, and then try and act like you're taking your natural. I mean, that's just mega weird. I think you just try and play a normal game here. Like, Zelot can play macro games. I've seen him do it. You know that Ssinz is going to play wild. Just let him play wild into you. Try and, you know, catch Ssinz off guard. Like, make him think you're going Hydras, but then you're actually going Mutas. Or, you know, act like you're going Mutas and then go Lurkers. You know, something like that. Okay, we've got a 9 hatch. Already I'm not a fan. This is where I think players like Zelot and Bishop and Ssinz get into their own head. Like, they try and just play too tricky instead of just playing, you know, a somewhat normal game. Like, you're playing versus a tricky player, you know, in Ssinz here. Like, he knows all the tricks of the trade. Like, you're not going to catch him off guard by playing tricky. So I don't know what to think about this. I already think that Zelot's behind, and Ssinz already has a good build order. He's playing to his image now because he's shown aggressive play, and now he's just going Forge. Is this a cannon rush? Can you even cannon here? Well, is this game over? The probe got the first shot off, by the way. How do you jump workers here? You can't do it with the extractor. I don't think that probe is locked, right? Oh, whoa, what's this? A second probe got across the map, and now he's doing a double cannon. Okay, so all right, I don't understand the cancel, build a pylon, cancel again, and now he. All right, I understand that that drone's dead, dude. Not like this. I mean, at least with this build, his sunken is going to be really fast, but he's already taken a lot of damage. Like, these pylons haven't even completed either. He could cancel them if he thinks it's gonna complete. And by the way, sunken hits really hard, so I actually think Ssinz should have canceled here? Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, that was not a pylon. That was another cannon, so it was a triple cannon. All right, well. Zelot is super in trouble. And unlike last game where he had gas and could potentially, you know, switch it up into an all-in, he doesn't have that. Also, Protoss got a full scout off, so he knows that this guy doesn't have gas. Now Ssinz can literally do whatever he wants. The probe is still alive, by the way, so he can also wall in these cannons. Well, will these lings beat the cannons? The probe was slightly out of position, actually. No way, no way, no way! Holy smokes, Zelot held it. I can't believe he held that. Was that a mistake to stop firing the hatchery? It had to be. It was just, what, 4 shots away? Each volley from those 2 cannons, 4 shots would have killed it. It only had 140 health, so actually, Zelot's not out of it because Ssinz, you know, he didn't have a Nexus. He committed a lot there. Triple cannon, 2 pylons, you know, double probe, canceling pylons one after the other. All right. All of a sudden, we've got a game on our hands. And now Zelot is going to take his 3rd base at mid left. He's gotten this probe down to really low health. So if he can take that out, he could, you know, turn this into a tough situation for Ssinz, where Ssinz is going to have to, you know, put on his mind reading hat, try and figure out what the hell this guy is doing. And the worker count, if we look at it, 21 to 20, Zelot's worker count is fantastic relative to Ssinz. Yeah, this is a 3-hatch Hydra. Okay. I don't know how we got here, but I love this follow-up. And once again, Ssinz is going to have to try and figure out what this is. He goes for immediate gas. I want to see Citadel, but I don't think I've ever seen Ssinz play like Dark Archon, so I think it's going to be Stargate. Yeah, and the size of that building is going to be a Stargate, so he's going to once again go into Corsair. He's going to need to immediately send it across the map to figure out what's going on. Zelot has good econ. He's already got his 24 workers. I can't remember what you need on 973. What is it? 16, 19, 3 on gas. So you only need 22 to 973 and with full econ. So he could just full on 973 here and be in a really fine position. Instead, he's built another hatchery, so he's going 4 hatch real quick. Alright, well, we'll see how this plays out. I'm getting a little worried now that Zelot is now going to turn this into an all-in when he doesn't need to turn it into an all-in. But maybe I'm wrong. Another drone guts. Okay, he's getting gas at his natural. Uh-oh. This looks like it's going to be 4-hatch mass Hydra range and speed. And Ssinz, not sure what he saw there. He's got his 3rd cannon basically done. Probably going to have a 4th cannon coming up in just a second. So he's already ready for this. Overlord's going to get taken down. Interesting that he took down the eggs. You know, a lot of times you don't want to do that because it just opens up pathways for units to run in. But he wants to have them open for whatever reason. He's already, I don't know if he got his upgrade at his natural and then canceled it, but he's got a backup forge in his main, so I love that from Ssinz. He's never going to have his upgrade canceled. Okay, there we go. We got a lair coming. So he is not going to be all in with this, but I really did think he was going to macro a little harder than what this was. He's got a lot of gas being mined. So this is kind of going back to what I said in the beginning where, you know, now that you've gotten econ, you can start mind gaming like, oh, I'm going to build a Spire, but you're not going to know if I'm actually going for, you know, mutas or lurkers because I'm Zelot and I like to, you know, mind game almost every single game. Now he's starting to recover his drone count up to 34. He's got +1 weapon himself coming in. Ssinz, for whatever reason, thinks he can complete this forge. I don't know about that. Double hatchery coming in. That's going to put Zelot at 6 now. So that's going to be a lot of macro potential. 42 workers for Ssinz. He doesn't need any more probes. He can just build mass gates now. Of course, they're probably going to get another Overlord kill. I wonder what Ssinz is thinking here. We haven't seen an additional Corsair, but we actually got to move out at the natural. So that Overlord dies. In the meantime, the Zealots try to get some damage done. It looks like they got a little bit, but because they don't have speed, they don't commit. And now Ssinz is really looking at, or now really sitting at the bread and butter worker count, 48. Now he can go up into like 9 or 10 gate if he wants. I think we saw him go into 9 gate or 10 gate. What was it? Ssinz versus Shine on Citadel, if I remember correctly. But so far, haven't seen the Gateway Flood. I think he's only at 4 right now, still. Still no Zealot legs, but he is on the move. Sees a couple of random... Are these Hydras really focus fired on those Corsair? That Corsair it is. And they got punished for trying to be that cocky running past Zealots. And here we go. He's going to use that additional gas to go into Lurkers. And for whatever reason, Ssinz has had a decent read here. He didn't overbuild Corsairs anticipating mutas. He's, well, he's still going to be caught off, I guess, by these Lurkers. Oh, good surround. He gets one of them. I will say I didn't see a Robo in his main. Hopefully that's coming up pretty soon, because if he gets locked in, it's going to be... Oh, okay, that's an observatory. I was about to say, is that the Robo just starting? But not the case. But either way, Zealot now has big macro, 6 hatch production, 42 workers. He's on the move. He's got Lurkers. And those Templars, I think, kind of just finished. So not a lot of Storm available. Ssinz is going to have a rough time getting out of a contain. He also doesn't have any, like, map presence at all to even prevent this from being set up. So it just gets immediately set up at the natural. This is rough. How do you get out of here? This Zealot run by, though, at top left, that's a lot of Zealots. And they have 1/1 upgrade, so they hit really hard. But I think he can just micro this with, yeah, with Lurker eggs. Oh, maybe he can't. He doesn't have that much gas. There's more Zealots coming. What? Okay, luckily there's Hydras to help her in. Oh, he's gonna focus down the hatch. This was the strategy the whole time. Let the game get into the mid game, then kill the natural for free. Put this guy back on 2-base mining. If he gets that upgrade, that would be huge. Into the 3rd base also. So he kills the hatch. He kills the evolution chamber. I don't think +1 completed, actually. That's a, you know, almost a 3-minute upgrade. He's getting drones now. And at the same time, I can see it on the mini map. Ssinz is moving out. Good storm. The Lurkers were not set up. They were not set up. There's no Hydras. Oh my gosh, where's the supply? Zealot was even in supply, but that Zealot run by kept all of the Hydras back, which means that Ssinz is able to get out of this contain. The natural was taken down, and that evolution chamber somehow survives. I don't know how that happened. But either way, really good counter there. Stabilizes this game. I still like Zealot's position. I still think it's fine. But this could have been a game-winning position if he could have set up the contain. Not getting baited by these Hydras. He's not going to blow a storm. Instead, he's just going to try it. Well, I mean, instead, Zelot's going to micro his heart out here. Oh, okay, that was a really good storm in the back. That was another good storm in the back. And actually, most of these Hydras get eviscerated by the storm. And I just now noticed, remember I was talking about the 10 gate in the Citadel game? I can see there are tons of gateways in Ssinz's base now. It's at least 8. And remember, these Dragoons and Zealots are heavily upgraded. They're at least 1/1, maybe even 2/2 at this point. We are almost 13 minutes in the game. He's got his 3rd Nexus coming down right now. And how do you stop this army? I realize that Ssinz used the majority of his storm, at least I think he did. But it's still 8-gate production. It's still an upgrade advantage for Protoss, and you had your natural taken down for quite a while. There's no Lurkers also, by the way. Okay, it's an Archon Morph. I guess he didn't have energy on those Templars, so maybe just Hydras can hold this. So many goons reinforcing. Good micro. Are the Hydras strong enough? The answer is they are. They are strong enough. So this is going to be pushed back. I actually thought Ssinz might win there, especially with there not being any lurkers, but he is pushed back for now. So good hold. But Zelot is still well, he's not struggling, but I still like Ssinz's position better. If Zelot had a 4th base coming up, I think he's okay. But the fact that it hasn't even started makes me a little worried. I do see that his overlords do have speed. Hopefully, those overlords have drop capabilities, because if he can get a drop onto a probe line, that is one way to definitely get back into this game. And the fact that he's sending all the overlords over towards the right side really does make me think that he might actually have drop capabilities. Lots of lurkers being morphed in the center of the map. Maybe it's a fake? What is this? I don't think anything is loaded up there. The supply is too low for it to be loaded up. I really do think this is a fake. Somehow Ssinz knows that this is coming. This has to be a fake, right? No, this was a disaster. This was a disaster. He doesn't even try to unload. Well, like I said, I don't think anything's in there. But my point is like, even if it was a fake, you would try and unload something there. Instead, Zelot tries to move into a position on the rally point, but all he does is eat 4 storms, and basically every single lurker and Hydra gets melted. The Hydras at the top side don't even really do any damage to the 3rd base, and that was a massive blunder by Zelot. The idea, I think, was kind of okay, but Ssinz had everything sitting there waiting. I think the observer spotted it. Look at Ssinz, look at Zelot's money. He was floating 1.5k, 1.5k. Now he's overbuilt overlords, and he just taps out. Man, that is sucks to lose like that. I really didn't like the 9 hatch in the beginning, but his hold versus the cannons was really effective. So he played it well. I liked his follow-up also with the 3 hatch, but I wish he had have powered more there. Instead of trying to just 6 hatch Hydra. But you got to give props to Ssinz there. He played well. Takes down Zelot, gets revenge, and he will be moving into the round of 16. So, of course, let's take a look at our results today. We had Light beat Air. I think that was expected because Light is just such a menace in Terran versus Protoss. Zelot took down Ssinz. Then we had Light versus Zelot, and actually, there was a chance that Zelot could have won that series. I really do think that Light blundered his first game, but Zelot was still not able to capitalize. What was it? And then game 3 of Zelot on Apocalypse. I don't know what that build order was, man. I think you just can't do that versus Light. He's too smart. Then we had Air versus Ssinz. Ssinz won there. Really good recoveries versus Air. I think Air had I think Air had the advantage in both games, but unfortunately he lost. And then Ssinz coming back with the 2-0 versus Zelot. So well done to him. So we've got, if I remember correctly, we've got Light out, we've got Snow and Ssinz out for Protoss, and we've got Beast out for Zerg. So basically one of each race, so that's nice. And that is it today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Of course, we got to give a shout out to our Patreon. If you enjoy the content that we're bringing, definitely consider becoming a Patreon supporter. All the support goes a long ways towards creating tournaments like this, so definitely consider becoming one if you are enjoying our content. And I look forward to seeing you in the next cast, which will be Group C.